It is time to prepare to finish this week very strong within the green. The levels to the game plan worked absolutely to a T. During the futures hours trading session, the market did end up bottoming and bouncing at our 729 level to buy calls. Weeks ago, we mentioned the best oversold level to automatically buy calls was at 731 to 732. And then we had a main level for puts today, which was 737, and the market did end up pulling back a couple points before going higher at 737. And if you looked at the 30-minute candlestick confirmations, they worked to an exact T. When the market was reacting bullish, it was going green, red, green, break and retest, green, double red, green, break and retest. When it was reacting bearish, it was forming red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations at the overbought level of 737. Losing remains a personal choice. Inside of Team Roar, the win streak continues. We had two massive wins in a row, another 100% success rate. This entire week has been 100% success rate for us. Two massive wins on SPY call options, over 200% plus profit returns added to the winners to double the gains. We're going to be going over the trades towards the end. First things first, I'm going to be giving you the absolute best game plan within the stock market. We're going to get straight into the updated price action analysis. This is going to make you green heading into tomorrow. So, in terms of the overall SPY, the current daily chart pattern that I'm seeing is one of the most likely outcomes is potentially bullish. Now, in terms of what it is that I'm seeing right here, it looks kind of similar to this in a sense, right? So I'm seeing two potential patterns. I'm going to show you the two current patterns that I'm seeing, but both of them are signaling that one of the best things we can focus on heading into tomorrow is to continue to buy calls at oversold levels, which are going to be updated in this overall analysis game plan, and to buy puts at overbought levels, right? So I'm going to show you some patterns here that I'm seeing on the daily chart. So let's go over this one. You see how SPY is selling off, see how SPY is selling off, right? So what I'm noticing is I'm noticing this overall pattern right here. See how we have the red facing down, and then the next day is a bullish reversal, and then the next day is a gap up bullish reversal. You can see the day after that, there was a so in terms of where this closed at, this ended up closing at 738, and then it ended up opening up at 741, and it ended up dropping to 735. So it had a 5 point drop in the open, then it ended up breaking above the previous day highs and closing overall strong. Now, in terms of July's month, the two main outcomes that we're currently at is basically at this point, I mean, in this market, it's absolutely insane what is going on, but we're still maintaining to thrive in it every single day. We've been crushing it all week despite the insane volatility and moves back and forth. But there was two outcomes for the week, and one of the outcomes was July closes bearish, it goes to 717, and then the other outcome was it goes to like 747, and we do have a gap fill at 747. So this market has been absolutely insane with the high volatility. The good thing is, if you used our levels as a price ladder and didn't just blindly buy calls or puts despite a level was bullish or bearish, you should have been green. Because guys, this 30-minute chart, all of the 30-minute chart patterns have been extremely advantageous and beneficial just using as a price ladder, right? Red, green, red, sell off, red, green, red, sell off, first green at the bullish confirmation, and then first red bearish level, right? Um, and then if you look at this, we had the breakout, we had the retest, green, red, green, break and retest, green, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, green, 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 hit the 737, went a little bit above, sold off, break, retest, green, red, red, green, 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 right? So if you're using the 30-minute chart, you should be thriving every single day, like we are. We had over 200% wins today. But this main pattern that I'm seeing on the SPY is very simple. It can be an oversold dip buying opportunity. So the first game plan is to buy calls at oversold levels. And we're going to have 2 to 3 levels for that because I'm seeing two patterns where it could potentially go lower. So the first one that I'm seeing is it has a nice little drop, potentially a couple points from the open, and then it bottoms, and starts to reverse and potentially close bullish, then a little drop into the close. Now, The other pattern that I'm seeing here, um, is similar as well. And it could be something like this. So, in terms of the situation, you can see we have a green, red, green on the daily chart. Similar gap down, green, red, green. The next day was bullish as well. And it even bottomed at a similar drop level that I just previously disclosed to you in that pattern, right? Now, the only other pattern that I'm really seeing besides that would be, it can do something like this. We have the green, red, green. It could do something potentially like this, where it retraces back to a slightly lower level and then it bottoms and has a reversal. So either way in this situation, we're going to be green even if the win rate were 50%. We our win rate this week has been 100% plus and the gains have been over 1200% plus and we added to many of the winners. But look, man, this is going to be very simple. So, in terms of the updated levels, and just so you guys know, for those of you who wore red today, Team Roar had two 100% massive wins. In terms of my game plan that I gave you last night, it was to buy calls and to go long right here, which was the futures low. You know, a couple hours after the video was posted, the market literally bottomed at the exact level where I told you to buy, and it was green, red, green, break and retest, green, red, green, break and retest, green, red, green. Guys, if your portfolio was not green today, you are in trouble. The market got absolutely obliterated yesterday, and it was still very generous to bulls because it had this massive 10-point spike from our buy zone. And then today was one of the most bullish days in history, and it worked perfectly at the overall levels to be buying, all these oversold levels to be buying, right? And it even dropped at 737 before going higher, and there was green, red, red, green. So, guys, if you guys are red today, you are in trouble. This shit is not for you, man. It's like this was one of the biggest days. The stocks that moved in my portfolio, if you watched the video I posted a couple days ago, I mentioned a lot of stocks that I've been, investing into. We'll be discussing that towards the end of the video. I mean, if you guys are looking for some swing trades to look into, you can look into Snow stock, Oracle stock, and then there's many investment opportunities that I've been AMD. I recently killed it on that one, scaling into the dips. But anyways, man, look, this is so simple. This is the level, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna identify the new break and retest level, right? So let's see. Okay, this right here we closed at 741.69. So obviously one of the levels we're gonna be watching is the gap at 741.69. One thing to note about this level is the market did have a nice breakout above the gap, and there is a break and retest that has not been tested during normal trading hours, right? So for those of you who need to see this clearly, take a look at this, right? This is very simple, and this is what you should have used to be buying calls at 734 today. This right here is the resistance. This is the massive breakout. This is the retest. This is the confirmation. Green, red, red, green, bullish continuation. No reason for puts if the market breaks above 737 and forms green, bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations. If you're ever on the wrong side of a trade, you can cut that trade quick and switch sides because there's absolutely no reason to be shorting a market when it's nothing but green, 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 green. There's absolutely no reason to be going short within the market when it's nothing but green, 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 right? If you just use the simple confirmations at the levels, even if the level is considered bearish with a bearish strategy. So anyways, what I want you to understand is this is going to be one of the plays that we're going to be looking at heading into tomorrow for a trade. This is resistance. This is the break. This is the retest. This is the continuation to go higher. So this is the new resistance. This is the break. This is the retest. This is the continuation to go higher. Now, it did not retest during normal trading hours. So you're going to see this happen a lot where when the SPY here, the strategy works during extended hours, but then when it tests during normal trading hours for the first time, it can work again. That's the ultimate like crack the code blueprint, right? So I'm going to be paying very close attention to the gap, and the reasoning why is it's a break and retest level. It could have a reversal. It's been recently, it just had a very nice reversal right here, obviously at a much lower level, right? But this is going to be one level that I'm extremely interested in because this was just at 745. If it reacts bullish around here, it could try to bounce first, even if it drops lower. And if you went long at the right level, you'll be profit stopped out before it drops lower, right? Because we set profit stops. So that's going to be one of my main levels to be watching tomorrow. You can even see right here, this is another break and retest level at 744, right? But that's a bit more on the higher side. One of my main ideas tomorrow is to look for an oversold dip to be buying, because everything that I'm seeing, it's signaling that if we just wait, I want something like this. If we just look for SPY to have a little flush, right? And we see it starting to flip green, green, red, green, green is coming in. I want to buy that oversold dip, right? Now, if we were to measure it off that overall move, we would take 5 points from the opening price tomorrow. So wherever this opens up tomorrow, right? What you're going to want to do is subtract 5 points from the opening price. That's going to be an expected measured move, right? So if this went to like 749, keep your eyes on 744. This just went at 745. If that's the peak, then keep your eyes on the gap. The gap close reversal level 741, 61.90, right? So you can obviously see how this is going to be one of the best and most major levels to be trading at heading into tomorrow. We have this VU sell-off flush. Um, our best levels for calls were 729, 731, and you guys are well aware we've been talking about a swing trade for calls at 717, nearly the bottom there as this hit 726. So the whole market flipped slightly above that level, but we were still all over 731, 732, and then 729. It was literally written in the title, market bounce 729, and then crash at 737. It did drop multiple points before going higher. And if you watch the game plan, it said if the market breaks above 737 and retest, it's going to go to 744. That's literally what it said. It said to stay the fuck out of puts if it's green and bullish, right? So typically things will work best when they're tested for the first time. And if there is going to be an oversold drop and retracement back, I'm definitely going to be targeting calls at this zone right here. You guys can obviously see how big of a deal, this level is. 700 and 42, and plus it's at a gap close reversal level, and SPY here has been consistently reversing at all of the oversold gaps, right? So you can see, when this reacts bullish, it starts to break out, retest, try to go higher, and there is a gap here that's waiting to fill above at 700 and 47. This would be one of our newly updated best level for puts, would be right up here. For those of you who do want to do puts in this market when it's reacting bearish, your new level is going to be right up here. If it starts to drop, if the market is just gapping up very bullish and it hasn't dropped 5 points, wait for the first red bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmation and consider a quick scalp on puts, right? Because one of the moves that I'm looking for is an oversold dip. So if the market's just opening up at a gap and it hasn't dropped 5 points from the pre-market highs and it's kind of just sitting towards resistance, wait for it to react bearish. And the first trade could be a morning scalp on puts, then switch for the reversal on a 5-point drop when it starts to confirm bullish, right? A 5-point drop is a measured move. It could drop a lot lower. And I'm going to give you that lower level here in a minute. But you need to wait for the confirmations, right? So guys, I'm telling you, if you use this game plan and listen, you're gonna be green, man. You're gonna be very, very green. So our lower level for calls, if we're talking below 741.69, we're gonna keep our eyes on this. This is very nice. 737. And then also 734.66. Um, and then in terms of gaps, right? We obviously do have a gap here at 729.60. So guys, I'm literally going to give you the blueprint. So I want you to understand this, man. Look, this is the blueprint. This is the best information you're going to find within the market. If you use my game plan with the 30-minute chart curriculum, you're going to be green. So look, your best level for puts is 747, right? And then your next best level above that is 751. Realistically, the market could hit 747 tomorrow. It could try to go to 747 tomorrow. But what I want you to understand is this. Those are your best put zones. 747, 751, right? Now, I'm going to give you an idea with a specific time. So, this idea is focused on the morning, and it's a scalp for puts only if the market hasn't had a big pullback yet. So, if SPY opens up with a big gap and it hasn't topped 5 points, It hasn't dropped 5 points from the pre-market highs yet. It's just sitting towards the pre-market. You know, it hasn't dropped too much from wherever the pre-market highs are going to be, whether the highs are going to be now or later into the pre-market. It hasn't dropped much. It's just sitting towards resistance. If it starts to react bearish with a 30-minute bearish candlestick confirmation, you're going to want to ride puts because it can potentially drop 5 points from wherever the top is, right? So wherever we top, it's likely going to be in the morning. You know, it's going to try to drop 5 points. So that could be a futures trade in pre-market. That can also be a market open trade for puts at open and then switch to calls for the reversal, right? And then our best levels for calls, guys. You know, look, if this has an insane gap up, say this goes to if it goes to 747, if this goes to like 747, 749 plus, we're going to keep our eyes on the higher level, which is 744, right? Now, if it just tops at like 746, 747, we're going to keep our eyes on the lower level, about a 5 point drop, which is the gap close reversal 741.69, one of our best levels for calls, right? And then below that, if the markets are acting bearish, we're going to be targeting calls right around here. You know, the level that I really like is in between this zone 737, 735, right? So, and then below that, we have the gap close reversal at 720 729s, right? So guys, I'm telling you, this is literally the blueprint. If you listen to what I said and you use those trade ideas the right way and wait for the market to confirm itself, right? So guys, this is very simple. If we go above 747, keep your eyes on the higher level with a 5 point pullback towards 743 to 744. If we top a little bit lower towards 747 below, keep your eyes on 742 gap close reversal, right? And then below that, you know, keep your eyes on calls right here for 737 and 735. This is the best zone for calls, right? And if we somehow went below that, likely isn't going to happen. Realistically, if the market did crash, the low of day would be right in this zone. This is where the low of day would be. You know, if it did have a big sell off, the low of day should be right here. But if it somehow went below that, the next level for calls is 729.65, right? So that's the ladder that I want you guys trading at. So I want you buying calls, you know, in this gap close reversal zone. Likely not going to happen tomorrow, but when it happens, you know what to do. And remember, we knew about this zone and it literally formed another gap. There was a gap at 732, it reversed perfectly here, and now it formed a lower one at 729, right? So that 729 is going to be our new gap close reversal level when it happens, right? And then I want you buying calls towards the previous day lows, 735 to 737 range when it's reacting bullish, right? This is a bonus level you can keep your eyes on. A big move's going to happen here too. 739, right? Nothing special about that level. It's just a bonus level, but that could be a very oversold dip to be buying if we go into the previous closing price, right? But the best one is going to be in this range right here if we go below the previous closing price. But keep your eyes on this. Do not sleep on 739. Keep your eyes on it because the market could potentially reverse there instead of going to here. Use the bullish confirmations to confirm itself, play the break and retest, right? And then 742, and then 744, and then 747 and 749, right? So look, I gave you the levels for puts. I gave you the idea for puts. I gave you the levels for calls. I gave you the ideas for calls, right? And in terms of where the market will be bottoming, it's either going to bottom right here in the lower zone or right here in the higher zone, right? And dude, if you cannot make profit on that with a 50% win rate, trying both the zones with confirmations, guys, this is not for you. This is not for you. Both of the zones will likely work if you just set a profit stop and use the confirmations. Wait for the confirmations, guys. One of the easiest, this market, the volatility lately has been insane. And what has made it easy to trade is the following: holding trades longer, sizing in less, adding to winners, and of course, using the levels with the 30-minute chart. Guys, if you use the levels with the 30-minute chart, you should be on the right side of the trade. And if you make a mistake, you should be able to cut the L, make it all back and more, you know, because, dude, look at the chart, guys. Look at the charts. I told you to buy puts and go short at 744. That was the exact pre market high, 744. The market flushed, the market flushed. And then our best level for calls was at the gap close reversal, 732. The market had a 10-point spike. And then there was a bearish break and retest level right here. The market sold off. And then I told you, 729, the market was going to bounce. It was the exact lows during the futures hours trading session. This is why you guys need to be trading futures. The best levels are going to be hitting during futures trading at times, right? Green, red, green, break and retest, green, red, green, break and retest, green, red, green, 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 red, green, 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 green. It went above 737. If you bought puts and held, it still crashed. If you bought puts into bullish confirmations, it still fucking crashed. If you bought puts at a lower level with the first red 30-minute candle, you still would have banked because SPY dropped 2 points and had a bearish 30-minute candle and you would have been profit stopped out. Then we had a bullish engulfing, red, green, bullish engulfing, red, green, bullish engulfing, red, green, bullish engulfing, right? At a break and retest level. This was previous resistance. This was the break and retest where we were looking to buy puts and go short. And then this was the break and retest right here. And then continuation, green, red, red, green, 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 red, green, green, red, red, green. Dude, look at the fucking guys. Come on, bro. Like, dude, I give you the levels. I give you the levels. I give you the curriculum. Like, guys, if you're not fucking green, you're using the wrong system. Team Roar has been green every single day. Some people think this is difficult. Other people thrive in this. Bro, we've been green every single day. Look at this. Red, green, bearish doji, red, green, red, sell off, lower high, previous support resistance, red, green, red, 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 red. And this was at our bearish level. I told you to buy puts at 744. And then look, I told you calls at 732, red, green, 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 green. And then it goes back to the bearish level, red, red, red. And then it goes back to the bullish level. Guys, the same shit I'm showing you. If you go back and watch every fucking video with my levels, you are going to consistently see, especially when the market's this volatile, they're the same confirmations, dude. Look at the reversal. The market had resistance at 729. It sold off. It had a massive breakout. It retested. And then look at what it was doing. Green, red, red, green. Green, red, green. Green, red, green. Green, red, green. Green, red, green. Breaking out, retesting, breaking out, retesting. Green, red, green at all of the bullish fucking levels. And then I told you puts at 737. It went higher. It's still flushed. And if you waited for confirmation right here, first 30-minute red candle, you would have been in at a lower price, but it still crashed. You would have been profit stopped out. And then we're back to green, red, red, green, bullish engulfing, break, retest, green, 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 red. Bro, if you guys are losing money, you're not treating the levels as a tool to use with the 30-minute chart. The levels is the foundation to be trading at. Certain levels, we don't have much of an opinion on, whether it's bullish or bearish, right? Other levels, we're more bullish than bearish, and we're more bearish than bullish, right? But we're not blindly trading that bias. We have systems and strategies that confirm that, but ahead of the time, we are aware that, this is expected to be more bearish. This is expected to be more bullish. But if you just trade the chart with the 30-minute candlestick confirmations, it's going to point you in the right direction with the break and retest strategy that works both ways, long, short, calls, puts, and you're going to fucking kill it, dude. You're going to kill it. If you go back and watch all of my videos and you watch all those live streams, you're going to see all the market is doing is the same exact thing that it's been doing at our levels. And what's insane is the confirmations have been perfect in the high volatility, making it easier to trade. But you have to have a system to thrive in this. Obviously when the market's is volatile, you're gonna have to hold a little bit longer, and you're gonna have to size your positions down, add to winners, set profit stops. Right? You're gonna have to trade a little bit differently. When a market is this massive volatile, it's typically better to hold a little bit longer rather than just get in, get out, scalp at the speed of fucking light. Right? But bro, if you guys use the levels, you can scalp some and you can hold some. You could do both because the levels are working regardless. Whether it's scalping or holding, all of the levels are working, man. So look, I gave you the blueprint. I gave you the levels. You use my levels with the 30-minute chart curriculum, and you can go back and watch. I just did over 80 hours of fucking streaming in the past fucking month. You can go back and watch all the fucking streams. That should give you a better understanding in teaching of how to fucking do this. Because I'm telling you guys, if you do this, you're going to be green every single week, without a doubt. Dude, the amount of fucking profit I made today is absolutely insane. you know, and I wasn't just trading SPY, I was investing into stocks, man. I made a fuck ton recently on AMD and fucking Snow. You guys know the rich people, they love their fucking Snow. It's like, bro, this fucking stock, I saw that fucking price target that Wells Fargo issued at fucking $500, and I'm sitting here saying, bro, I've been eyeing this fucking stock because it's a unique pattern. It's got this green, red, green on the monthly chart, and then it had a big breakout before selling off. Green, red, green on the monthly chart. The squeeze is picking up. Big fucking breakout. One of the most oversold squeezes right now that's going fucking crazy is on this stock TSM, bro. It's fucking insane. The squeeze is in the tens of thousands, and the stock, you know, it had a nice move right here and then it dropped right back down and it's still looking strong. And there's so many other plays with the semiconductors and the AI infrastructure and just so many fucking plays. Dude, I have all the fucking gems. I was buying so many stocks on these fucking dips, man. But if you're looking for some good swings to hold for a little bit, I would look into Oracle and Snow, you know? I have a lot of shares on those. Those are swing trades. You could invest into Oracle, but they're more of swings. And then I recently did make some investments as well within the crazy fucking dip. So my portfolio literally had one of its biggest fucking days in history with this massive move that we got in the past 2 days, dude. The shit that's been going on, like fucking MU went from $700 all the way to fucking $950 in a single fucking day, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys have to put some of your money aside and invest into stocks and also consider swing trading stocks, you know, instead of just day trading all the profit. Put it in other areas, right? I mean, I'm definitely putting my money into investments because the whole fucking future is looking like it's going to be this AI infrastructure in software and semiconductors and all these other things, man. Like, if you guys look at the future, it's fucking insane on what is going to happen, right? With stocks like these, like MU, ANET. This is another one I love. This is a more riskier one, VRT, but these are all going to benefit from AI. ALAB, you know, what were some of the other CRDO? That's another interesting one. Again, these are the higher risk ones, LRCX, and then some of the electricity ones too. But PWR, um, AMAT, that's another one. Again, these are the higher risk ones, but bro, there's so much opportunity. NBIS, CRWV, um, you know, what else do we have? I had Microsoft before earnings. That was fucking genius. I told you guys, I'm not nickel and diamond earnings, bro. I'll get in, I'll just buy fucking more. One of the smartest things to do when the market's oversold is to buy before earnings on good fucking stocks. Because if it drops, you can just buy and hold more. You don't have to full fucking size before earnings. Um, you know, um, GEV, Oracle, um, you know, we already went over those. What else? Oh, ARM. I picked up some fucking ARM. What else? What else? ETN. Again, these are some of the higher risk ones. Bro, Snowflake. All the motherfucking rich people love the fucking snows, bro. They all love the fucking snows. You guys know rich people and their fucking snow. They fucking love the snows. Um, NETE. This is another interesting one. AVGO. This is actually like a more safer one. GDX. Um, Amazon, fucking no-brainer to buy before earnings. Let's see what else, man. AVAV, CrowdStrike, CRM, Salesforce, fucking bro, there's just so much opportunity in the future. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous what someone can ISRG, you know, what else? Fucking Snips, Netflix, AXON. Bro, so much opportunity, man. Shopify. You guys get the point, man. Like, there's just so many fucking plays. Bro, I got more on my phone too. Like, man, I'm telling you, you guys should write down these fucking names because, bro, in the future, in a decade from now, some of these can be the next biggest fucking opportunities, man. If you guys spread your money out within these Marvel stock, CEG, fucking KKR, Pan W, META, fucking KLAC, bro, Google stock. Oh my fucking gosh, Nvidia stock. Bro, I got all the fucking gems, man. I'm putting so much fucking like, dude, this is insane, man. On dips like these, CCJ, Power, ETN, Jev, Seg, Cost, Shopify, Melly, Netflix, META, Amazon, IBM, um, you know, Nvidia, Microsoft, fucking bro, I got all the fucking gems, man. All the fucking gems. you know, AXON, AVAV, NOC, LHX, RTX, fucking DHR, TMO, LLY, ABBV, MDT, SYM, Z, ZS, fucking Cyber. Bro, we got all the motherfucking gems over here, man. I'm fucking telling you, if you want to know the swings, Snowflake and Oracle look like some good swings right now. If you want to do more of the short term, but even those you can hold for long term. Um, fucking there's so much opportunity. ANET, CRDO, ALAB, CIEN, Cisco, Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle, Google, META, CRM, NowStock, Snowstock, PLTR, Adobe, fucking bro, the VRT, bro, fucking Nvidia, AMD, AVGO, TSAM, ARM, fucking bro. I got all the lists, man. ASML, KLAC, fucking LRCX, AMAT, fucking oh my gosh, guys. AI, power and electricity, semiconductors, robotics and automation, cyber fucking security, bro. The future is it's looking like a lot of fucking snow. I think in the future it's going to snow every single day. That's my prediction about the future. If I had to predict what was going to happen in the future, I would sit here and say that it's going to snow every single day. Um RKLB, ASTS, the fucking rocket stocks, oh my gosh, bro, we got every fucking thing. Fucking the healthcare sector, fucking guys, I'm telling you, man, I just gave you the fucking blueprint, man. AI infrastructure, power and electricity, fucking robotics and automation, cyber fucking security, defense and aerospace, space, cloud software, bro. I'm giving you, I gave you all the fucking mini ETFs of all the fucking shit, bro. If you guys are red, fucking quit, man. This is the stock market. Everybody's getting rich, bro. This is SPY. The SPY here is going up 1,000% since 2009. If you guys aren't getting rich, you are all fucked. All of you, man. So, you know, I strongly suggest you use the game plans so you're green every single day. And then I strongly suggest, you know, if you are looking for the best far out of the money options trade alert system, to click the first link down below within the description and join Team Roar. The group is getting new members every single day. Nobody's leaving. Only one person left today, and their seat instantly got taken. Instantly got taken. It's back at all-time highs again. It's like, bro, we were questioning why this person left because we were green every single day. And then we realized not everyone's meant to be green every single day. But it is a little strange. It is a little strange. But there is, spirituality and, timing. All these things do matter in people's lives, bro. Stock market, you got a lot of people green our group, but then every once in a while, someone leaves and we question it, but that's life. Not everyone gets to get to the fucking top. But all the members should be green if they listen to the trades. Because, bro, this group is up over 1,000% this week. There's been over 10 wins, no L's. It's unlimited win, unlimited fucking print. It's like, bro, look at this. This is July 30th. Look, we start our days with the dots. If you're wondering what the dots are, that means loading. We're loading the fucking bullets in the clip. And then we're going to fire the bullets at the stock market and we're all going to get fucking rich. So that's the ammunition loading up, and then we fuck the market, and we do this every single day. So as you can see, it's much greater than a good morning because it's a good fucking meowing. That's what I'm saying, bro. This whole idea of yawning is fucking over with. If you guys are still yawning, you're on the wrong shit. You need to be fucking meowing. Fuck the yawn, start meowing, right? So patience. Let's see what the market's trying to do. 7:41 SPY calls at 9:45 a.m., right? So did this trade make sense to buy calls at market open? Let's take a look at the SPY here. So if we look at the SPY, right, and we go to market open, right, did this make sense? Yes. The market bounced at 729, which was our market bounce level, and then our put level was at 737. I told you the lower level was at 735, but there was no bearish confirmation, so that's out the fucking book. And then if you look at what the market was doing, all it was doing was bouncing and reversing at the bounce zone, written in the title, 729. Green, red, green. It breaks out, it retests, green, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, green, breaks out, retests, green, 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 red, green, right? And then it has a big bullish breakout. Every single time it went green, red, green on the breakout and retest, it went higher. Green, red, green, market opens, it goes fucking higher, right? And you can look at all the other higher time frames and it'll tell you to be buying calls. I mean, bro, this is the 4-hour chart. Look at the 4-hour chart here. Green, red, green. This right here is one of the most bullish trend reversal patterns. If you ever see this towards our level, red down, green up, 4-hour chart, bullish breakout, bullish breakout, bullish breakout. Guys, if you use the time frames, I just genuinely don't understand how someone could be red. They clearly don't have a system that works and allows them to hold their trades if scalping isn't working out. Um, but if you're using the levels, you should be able to scalp and you should be able to hold the trades if you're using the systems, man. Like whatever you guys are doing, if you're not making money, you're clearly doing something wrong. Because guys, if you look at the time frame, this is the hourly chart. It's nothing but fucking green, green, red, green. This is the fucking 4-hour chart. It's nothing but fucking green. It's like I don't understand how people can lose money if something looks perfectly fucking green like this. All the fuck, like, bro, these volatile days were the easiest days to be trading within the market if you use the levels and you were patient, right? So all the time frames appear to be extremely bullish at the levels, you know? The market did drop at 737 and it did crash and then it had a break and retest and there was no reason. Look, right here. This was a reason for puts right here. The 30-minute was red. It was towards our level. Buy the puts, it worked. This was a reason to be bullish right here. Green, red, red, green, 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 green. No reason for puts. It's going all fucking green, 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 red, green. Fucking like, bro, look at the patterns. Green, red, green. Look at the trend reversals. Look at this. Green, trend reversal, green, green, trend reversal, green, breakout. Fucking green, trend reversal, green, green, trend reversal, green. And then it fucking tried to push higher. It's like, guys, this is the same simple shit every single day. You need to use the system. Um, you know, we are well aware we have the best far money real-time zero-date options trading alert system on the planet. 741 SPY calls for 51 cents a contract. These calls were purchased at 51 cents a contract. Far out of the money. That ended up going in the money. And as you can see, added to the position, the reason why we add to the trades is because the way to get rich trading is to add to winners, not to losers. Instead of adding to a losers, you can literally just make another trade with a different strike and make back all the losses and more. And a lot of times, 7 out of 10 times, the losses come back to life if we didn't time it right because we're trading with the trend. We're buying calls, guys. This is the trend. So the trend clearly confirmed itself bullish in the morning at all the levels. And you can see we got these 741 SPY calls for 51 cents a contract. Calls went up 20 cents. We added to the winners, which doubles the gains. And then the trade continued to go up. It went higher and higher and higher and higher, right? Sold for 100% return. That's green enough for you to walk away for the rest of the day. And this is what's been going on every single day, you know? And then in terms of the next day, you can see in terms of the next trade, you can see right here, you know? Everybody fucking banked. We have the Christmas trees. Bro, they need to add snowflakes, man. Fucking Telegram is lacking on the. Oh, no, they have it. Yeah. I want to see more of the fucking snowflakes, man. They need to add the little snowman, man. We need the snowman with the Christmas tree. We need more fucking snow in here, guys. Like, guys, seriously, this is, guys, the most underrated emoji in here. Um, if you guys are feeling fire, you can drop that one, the fire heart. That's a nice one. Um, we're not gonna go over those other ones. We can bro, I want to see the snowman. For those of you who are in the group, I want to see the snowman. We all love snow over here. Everybody loves snow. I love when it snows outside. We all love the cold and the snow. So I want to see more snows. Yeah, I would say the snowman is the biggest slept on emoji right now. I like the fire heart too. Um, yeah, I don't know if you guys want to fuck around, you could throw strawberry in there too. I like the champagne bottle. I like that. But bro, they need to add more emojis, you know? I like how you guys been using the monkey too. The monkey has been good as well. Oh, we got the whale. I was gonna say that one too. So they're starting to use that one. So there we go. But guys, find ways to use more snowman emojis and we're gonna be more profitable. 100%. Just figure out the right time and the right message to put that on, and we're gonna be more green. Um, let's buy 742 SPY calls for 62 cents a contract. So this was the second trade. It was on calls, and this was at 10 a.m. right? So if you guys go to 10 a.m., you're just gonna see, bro, there's nothing the whole fucking day. It was fucking bullish confirmation. Look at the 4 hour chart. Red down, green up. I teach that all the fucking time that we trade that. Um, but yeah, if you looked at the 30-minute chart, um, the 30-minute candle was green after the green, red, green, which makes sense to buy more fucking calls, you know? And then we had a green, red, red, green. So everything made sense to buy calls. And even if you use the trade idea on puts, wait for the first 30-minute red when the market's going bullish, buy the puts. So guys, I know how to fuck your red. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe for some people this is hard. It's like, well, you could join Team Roar and just win all day. I mean, fucking decade of experience, multi-millionaire. You can join that and try. Like, I don't fucking like. If you guys want free fucking money, it's like one person left the free money group. They left it. They had no explanation. You know, I look. Whenever someone cancels this group, they never give a logical reason why. You know, I've seen some people that like, I just can't trade right now, but I'm going to come back. A lot of them say they're going to come back whenever they cancel. But I've never seen like very strong logical reasons on why someone would leave a group that's winning all the fucking time. But someone's got to work at 9 to 5. Someone's got to do it. This shit is not for everyone. Let's buy 742 spot calls for 62 cents a contract. You know? I mean, if you join this group, you can say fucking 9 to 5 within time. It fucking works. 742 spot calls for 62 cents a contract. This went to 55 cents. And it went to 75 cents twice, so that trade went up twice and then added at 45 cents, added, and then it came back to life and went green as fuck. That's fucking insane. Sold at 123 cents. So that's another 100% profit return. And the crazy thing about this is, on this particular trade, there was no profit stop. It was taking the risk and you know, it ended up working out. It's not always going to work, but what helps is, being able to hold trades, when it comes to taking risk, being able to hold trades and trade trends definitely helps. 742 calls at 9:59 a.m., 62 cents. You can see it went to 740 cents. You can see it went to 74 cents and then it dropped. Everyone was in calls and then it flew off a fucking cliff. It made it to 75 cents twice. Some people set profit stops, they made money. Other people held it. You're not supposed to just cut L's like that. You're supposed to hold them if you don't set the profit stop. And then the trade came back to life, added at 45 cents, and then it hit new highs. Sometimes with options, it has to go green, go lower, and then go higher first. But you guys know the risk of doing that. 123 cents, 123 cents. That's another 100% profit return. It's like, bro, I just don't see the excuse for anyone to be red. I really don't. I don't see the reasoning. I don't see the excuse for people to be red. I really don't. Could do this any fucking where. Do not recommend that though. But it is what it is, man. People will do what they want to do. But losing is a personal choice, man. So everybody was green. Everyone's happy. I love the Christmas tree emojis. I'm telling you, the only thing that's missing is fucking the snowman. The snowman, that's basically it. If they had more emojis, that would be cool. But this one, that's a nice emoji too. I like the little, I like the face with the hearts. Um, we could throw up a party emoji sometimes too. But the whale was a nice touch. For those of you who added the whale today, I like that one. I don't know, maybe a moon once in a while, but more of the snow. We got it, guys. I'm telling you, this is the most slept on Okay, we could. I want to see more of the. If you okay, guys, just find ways to use the ghost emoji in the fucking. They were using the monkey hand emoji. You guys can use the ghost one too. The pumpkin is cute. The Santa Claus. I saw some people using that one. That one is nice too. Guys, we need to focus, man. I'm telling you guys, these three, bro. Mark my words. I'm telling you, bro. I know how this shit works. Guys, you need to understand if you listen to what I say, we're gonna be more green. So I like the Christmas trees. I like the Santa Claus emoji. I love the snowman. Dude, I want to see more snow. Look at that, bro. Snowflakes are falling from the fucking sky, man. We could be the only group on the planet who makes it snow. I want to see that happen, man. I want to see that happen. It should be snowing every single day. It should be Christmas every single day. I want to see this happen. I want to see unlimited green, unlimited printing 24 fucking 7. You know? I don't want to see people leaving. If you're leaving, bro, you guys need to get your shit together and come back fucking stronger. That's fucking bullshit. One person was red today. They didn't even explain what the fuck happened. It's like, bro, You guys have access to direct message a multimillionaire. They didn't even explain themselves. They just canceled. What is the point of joining a group that wins 24/7 and then just leave with no explanation? What is the fucking point? Like fucking I just don't fucking man. It's like what could we be doing better? Do we have to be more green? Is that the problem? Are we not green enough? Like instead of making 15K on the day, do we have to make 150K a day? Is that the issue? Like I just what is the fucking problem? Like all the trades work, everything is green. This is the only Telegram group that you're gonna find on the fucking planet that's secured and fucking private, where you can actually direct message a multimillionaire. It's like, bro, the shit like this out there does not exist. This doesn't exist. This is something rare. This is divine. Everyone's making money. Everyone's printing. I don't see what the problem is. Like, man, we're just creating a system where it gets everyone rich. That's the goal, you know? Like in the future, when everyone's rich, people are going to look at money and they're going to say, man, this whole idea of money, if we all have money, then what's left? What's the value? What's the value? If imagine if everyone in the world was rich. Let's say everyone in the world was rich. What's the value of money? People start thinking about money differently. If everyone was rich, I don't think people would think this whole idea of money. They would obviously use it strategically, but what truly matters? If everyone has pieces of paper, what truly matters? If we all had paper, you know? It's like the same thing if there was no paper at all. What truly matters? Whether there's paper or not, what truly matters? If everyone was rich, what truly matters? If money didn't exist, what truly matters? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I mean, one thing that I'm certain of is in the future, it's going to be more normal for the masses to get rich if they turn their fucking brains on and get to work and surround themselves, with the right education, invest into communities, invest in secure private networks, invest into mentors, invest into themselves, and lock the fuck in instead of just doing, mundane things that aren't going to get them anywhere in life if they're looking to excel financially, right? Um, I think everyone's gonna have that opportunity, especially in America. But my prediction is a lot of the money is going to go into stocks to invest in that list that I gave you, and collectibles in services. A lot of it's going to go into that, collectibles and services, services for businesses, services for in real life, whether someone wants fucking, a maid or whatever the fuck, goods and services, right? But a chef, etc., etc., for daily life, but obviously, teams, networks, but collectibles, like cards, sports cards, watches. So just think of all this cool shit that's out now that people think is high. Well, in the future, if everyone's rich, all of that cool shit that people like now, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, it's going to be worth fucking 1,000% more because they're not going to be able to find that shit or buy that shit and the price is going to be so fucking high. So think about it like this. If everyone's rich, there's going to be certain items, whether they're collectibles, whether they're sports cars, whatever the fuck it is, that are going to be worth 10 times more than what they're worth right now. And only certain rich people are going to be able to afford them, right? So a lot of people with money are going to be investing into that, obviously like watches, sports cards, collectibles, cars, etc., man. Because I'm telling you, a lot of this shit 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now is going to go up like fucking crazy, right? So it's going to be obscene on how like a 50K watch can go to 500K to a million. A fucking, multi-million dollar car can go to 10 million plus. Like it's going to be obscene on how some of the thing like sports cards and everything like, bro, so Pokemon's up over 3,000%. It's outperforming the stock market. It's fucking insane, man. Like everything in the future is going to be so high, but not everything, only certain things, right? So, very smart thing. If everyone's rich, they're going to want to put their money into those things that are going to 10 fucking X that other rich people want that are just going to keep on inflating the market. That's why it's very smart to buy stocks and to buy collectibles and things that you think are going to 10X within the future. Like what watch, what cards are going to 10X, decades from now, right? Because I'm telling you guys, this whole future is going to change. People are going to get richer and richer. And the people who don't get this and figure their shit out are going to get broker and fucking broke. You know? And the richer people who make the right purchases, buy the right stocks, invest into the right sports cards, invest into the right collectibles, invest into certain things, that expect, whether that's art, whatever the fuck you think it's gonna be, right? It's gonna inflate like fucking crazy, man. It's gonna be rich people just buying and buying and buying this shit, sending it to the fucking stratosphere. So it's gonna be ridiculous, man. So the sooner you guys get rich, the better. And we have created an opportunity to get you rich every single week, and you can compound your account. You can buy far out of the money zero date options. It's a real time trading alert system. This has been going on for over 4 years. It is a very successful company. WAP, they recently sent us like a multi-million-dollar plaque, like the silver play button. And there's a fuck ton of members in here. Some of them are multimillionaires, some of them have multi six figures, and they've been in the group for over 4 years, subscribed, been with us in the Discord, and now we moved to Telegram. That was the best decision we've ever made. So the best thing we ever did in a company was move from Discord to Telegram and keep this exclusive and private. And the members can now direct message G-Roar, and they can also ideally add the snowman emojis too, because guys, if you add the snowman emojis, I strongly believe that it's going to help everything go up. I think the gains are going to be bigger. The emojis certainly help with that. So if you add more emojis, it's like, bro, we want to see more participation. If we got all these members in this group, we should see more emojis. But I get it. Some of you guys you want to stay private and just watch and view the messages and trade in the shadows. That's completely great. Emojis are not needed, but they are appreciated. But guys, you just need to be focused on high frequency winning, man. For those of you who love the emojis, just add more snowman emojis. But guys, look, I strongly suggest if you do want access to this real-time market analysis, real-time forward money options, zero date trades, right? It's the first link down below in the description. Just to give you some background on the system, right? G-Roar was a student who joined Trader Society. This was my exclusive educational trading group. A lot of the people who joined my group, they launched their own businesses and they learned from me, right? And then, after years of working in the group, I hired G Roar, and he manages a far out of the money zero date options train alert system, in Team Roar. And for those of you who want the best trades, by our number one student within Trader Society, who was trained by me in terms of, the charts. He learned certain things about charts from me, like the gap close reversal trade strategy. That was one of his number one favorite things about what I taught was that. And everyone loved the community that I created. It was an amazing community until all these fucking rat infested fucking snakes came in and fucked up the Discord. And then we realized we just can't have certain things unless it's custom, which is why we're going secured private. It's like, guys, in this world, make sure you're strategic and make sure you're private, because I can assure you, if you have something of value, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to come in and they're going to try to fuck up everything you do. That's why if you're going to operate in a business, you need to be in a secured business. Like this is very secured, right? It's the members and they can privately chat with the person that they're paying for, right? But look, man, he's our absolute best trader when it comes to far the money zero date options. So for those of you who are interested in that, and you don't have to trade far the monies, you can trade the trend with other asset classes. You can buy stocks, you can trade futures. You can do what you want. You can trade out the money in the money, but just understand the differences, right? Because just know with this, we're holding. These are meant to hold. These are longer holding trades. And sometimes the trades go down 90%, and 7 out of 10 times they come back to life and go green, right? So in terms of this system, it's borrowed money zero date options, right? They expire the same day, set profit stops, add to winners, to double to triple the gains, the biggest percentage gains on the planet, and the wins are always bigger than the L's because we add to the winners, double to triple the gains, set profit stops, move the profit stops up higher, and bigger percentage gains than bigger percentage losses, and adding to the wins offsets the losses too. The most you can lose is 100%, which is your max risk per trade, right? So if you guys ever use a stop loss, we don't use that in here. The amount of money you get stopped out, that's what you put into the contracts. And if you want to put into more, you got to add to winners and set profit stops. If you add to a winner instead of profit stop, it's impossible to go green to red. If the market goes straight up or straight down on volatile days like this, and you hold the trades and set profit stops and move them up higher, you're never going to get profit stopped out. And then eventually you get profit stopped out. And that's how you get the biggest wins. By having the market have big moves in your favor where far the money contracts go deep in the money percentage wise, right? You can also scalp with much heavier size if you guys are good at that. Like that's what I specialize in, is scalping at the speed of light, right? Typically I can make like 4 to 7 scalps, size and heavy. I mean, dude, it's not, putting 6 figures in one trade is not crazy. Obviously that's more on the crazier side if you're doing far the money options, right? Um, the main reason why people who trade far the money options don't size extremely big is because they can just go straight to zero. But if you scalp a trade with a predefined risk, it makes sense to size in that big with the risk reward and just compound it that way. But obviously, the focus in here is big percentage gains where the gains are bigger than the losers, percentage wise and also dollar wise, because we're adding to the winners, not to the loser, and we're doubling or tripling the ads, right? But I can assure you guys, this is the absolute best, far out of the money zero day options trader when it comes to creating a trading system, etc., etc. And he's been trained by the absolute best when it comes to reading the charts. And he's taught me things about setting profit stops, not using stop losses, holding trades for longer periods of times, right? So we've taught each other things, and we both have changed our lives for the better, and we both have changed many people's lives for the better, right? He's obviously more focused on the trading side of the business, trading alerts, meaning the alerts should be so good where it's a divine mirror where someone is forced to face themselves if they're in this group because they're winning every single day. And then they also have to face themselves with if they go anywhere else, they're going to see nothing is more legit than this. Nothing is more secure than this. Nothing is more when it comes to accuracy and winning. You guys know how it is with traders, man. A lot of traders don't have systems. They just say buy here, sell here. No risk management 101. No key levels, no game plans, no market analysis, no setting profit stops, no adding to winners. They all use stop losses. They do the complete opposite of what we're doing. If anyone joined this group and paid for another alert channel and compared them side by side, they would clearly realize there's a massive difference in terms of that experience, right? And you also have the opportunity to direct message a multimillionaire because we're in a secure Telegram channel where the members are direct messaging G-Roar through a private channel, not through his personal account. It's not like they are adding him as a friend or they have his Telegram phone number or anything like that. This is a secured private channel where members who are paying for the channel can message him through the channel. So, he's the one replying to the messages, but it's not like they're adding him and personally messaging him. They're direct messaging his channel. They're not direct messaging him. They're direct messaging his channel, and he's the one operating on the channel, right? So Telegram is the only one who allows, it to be this way. Discord, you would just be DMing the fucking person and adding them as a friend, and that's how you get scammed because of all the fucking impersonators that we had in that fucking thing. We had all these people impersonating me and fucking him. We fucking left that shit, went over here, and the alerts speed is 100 times better. That's why I want to see more snowman fucking emojis because, guys, snow is an amazing thing. It really is. I love when snow falls from the sky. I love the cold weather. I love the aspect of speed snow. I also like snow stock. Like, I want to see more snow emojis. Um, I really do. This group is amazing. It's about speed and it's about trading. So for those of you who do want access to that, and you will learn by trading alongside this, but the focus is more of these are the best trades. It's a clear business where for people who do want to follow trades and trade alongside a multimillionaire, they can do that. And it's a clear, simple business. Not everyone wants to do that. But at the end of the day, if someone's red, if they join this, they have high probabilities of being green. And if they're green, they could stay forever. That's why this is a recurring business because if they're going to be green every single week, we're going to get paid, a small monthly fee. Like, we're not just going to say lifetime access for this for fucking ever if we're going to continue to operate in this every single day when we clearly don't have to. So, it's the first link down below in the description. I strongly recommend you guys join it if you do want trades. If that's what you want, right? You can try to make this a more educational experience. You can. For some people, it's going to be more educational. For some people, it's not going to be educational. But just understand the main thing in here, right, is the trades. That's what you're getting. You're getting a trading system that you can follow to make money on and use to your advantage, right, within the stock market. And it specializes, and it specializes in far out of the money zero date options trades, right? It's the hardest skill set to master within the market, far out of the money zero date options trades. It's the biggest wins percentage wise, and it's a strategic system where you add to winners, set profit stops, move the profit stops up higher, and then the most you put in the trade is the max risk per trade. If you want to put in more, you add to winners and you set the profit stops. It's as simple as that, man. But like I said, man, it's the absolute best group when it comes to far out of the money zero date options traders. Everyone loves it. It's a 5-star company. They recently sent us, multi-million dollar plaque. It's absolutely amazing. The thing is made out of like solid fucking silver. Like this thing is fucking it weighs a fuck ton. It's amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing. This company is extremely successful, and Trader Society is extremely successful as a whole. And this is what we do. We create the best traders, Traders, they join our group, they use our game plans, they learn the curriculum, and they become better, right? And within time, we hire traders, ones that we trained, like we hired G-Roar. But in terms of the forward money options, zero to eight space, this is clearly, his space, 100%. Mine is more for scalping, getting in and out. And I'm also in the self-sufficient trader space. What I specialize in is not just scalping and trading. I hold at times too, but also creating self-sufficient traders. His specialty is follow the trades. My specialty is I create self-sufficient traders. I educate them, right? I teach them, the mastermind behind teaching the whole system. That's one of my responsibilities. But not just that, I do have a different expertise, and it's getting in and getting out. If you guys want to see my expertise, that's all documented on the live streams, right? I do want to see more emojis with like the big emojis. These are cool, right? Um, Telegram needs to step up their emoji game. But it's amazing, man. It's amazing, guys. The best thing about this is the speed of the alerts. It's like unlimited fucking snow, 24/7. So if you guys want to join, it's the first link down below in the description. I strongly recommend it. And like I said, man, look, within time, you guys got to be patient, man. I got a lot going on. I recently just made some investment moves and some swing trades too, right? So be patient. We're going to try our best to shoot for August. We'll see. But guys, be patient. I'm going to launch my group. The number one core focus of the group is going to be live streaming. And the point of the live stream is for you to be able to watch me trade live on stream. Sometimes we're going to hold, sometimes we're going to scalp, mainly focus on that scalping, right? And we're going to focus on SPY zero dates. And as an addition, within times, we're going to have swing trades. We're going to swing trade ES futures. We're going to have swing trades on stocks. We might have some leaps too. And we're going to have some long term investments. So, what I'm envisioning this and what this can become in the future is the best educational academy on the fucking planet for those who want to get started in the stock market and for those who want to master the stock market, who want to conquer it and figure out what they're best at, whether that's day trading, swing trading, investing, zero dates, scalping at the money options, zero dates, fucking swing trading, etc., etc. So my main job, I'm going to teach my expertise, but I'm also going to open people up, to systems, and they're going to learn my system, and they're also going to create their own system, right? And the point of it is to focus on self-sufficiency. So everyone's going to be focused on, their self-sufficiency and getting themselves their results on their own. And the streams are going to help educate them and unlock certain things, right? To make things a lot easier. Because I'm telling you guys, if you have the right mentor, if you're around the right people who have over a decade of experience and who have started multi-million-dollar companies and who've been in this game for over a decade, I've clearly been in the trading game forever. I haven't been really in the marketing game and stuff like that because I haven't been focused on that. I've been focused on trading, 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 trading. I know there's a lot of famous influencers in the space, but I've mainly just been focused on the trading aspect, which led to creating this, which was the best far out of the money zero day options trading alert system, which put me in a position where I don't ever have to teach again if I don't want to, or I don't have to ever do my other business if I don't want to. Dude, I'm in a situation where I could literally just trade in the shadows and not even tell people what the fuck I'm doing. I could just give them the game plan on what I'm going to do. And if they watch the live streams, they clearly know I'm fucking doing it. Like, I'm in this, that's the power of education. I'm in a situation where if I'm the mastermind telling people what to fucking do, I don't have to show up and do the shit. They can do it them fucking selves. Like, what I do is, you could think of it as like I'm like a CEO. I'm like the mastermind behind an operation. So what I can do is if I have the brains on what moves to be made, I don't even have to make the moves. I can hire other people to make the moves. I'm in that situation. The same way I can train everyone within the stock market, and then without my presence, they can do it on their own. They're capable of doing it. I'm not saying they're going to do it as good as us, you know? Within time, they could potentially get to that level, but bro, that's the situation I'm in. Like that's why it's an amazing situation to be in because it creates the most freedom. It really does. It creates the most freedom. But look, the vision that I have with my company is the number one aspect is going to be self-sufficient, conquering the stock market, mastering the stock market, figuring out what works best for you, scaling it on your systems, and then learning other systems, right? Other ways to scale. once you guys are making money day trading, you're going to want to start to swing trade a little bit and you're going to want to start to invest, especially investing. And guys, if you love investing, there's no brainer swing trades that you have to be in. 100%, bro. I was looking at Snow. I'm like $500 price target. I'm sitting here saying, looking at the monthly chart. I'm like, dude, this is going to fucking squeeze. Could literally just buy thousands of fucking shares, running up like that, 50 fucking points like it's nothing. And just do it over and over and over again. Doing it the same shit with fucking Oracle. Like, bro, and then we have long-term investments. So, guys, I'm saying when you start trading, you're going to want to start scaling your income. And the point of my group is going to be, think about it like this. I'm going to create a ladder that allows people to scale. And the point of the stock market is a tool to give you certain things, right? Day trading, you have to show up. You can have a system where it tells you to show up at a certain level. Um, that way you don't have to watch this all the time and you can just trade at the levels, right? But obviously watching this all the time helps with the day trading. It doesn't hurt it if you're disciplined and we're fucking patient. You get to read the price action, right? But you know, there's that. And then there's other things that you could just passively do. How are you going to passively make money in your sleep? Swing trading and investing. What are you going to do with all the day trading profits? Swing trading and investing. What else are you going to do? Start your own business. This is where I come in. I'm going to be the mastermind where I'm going to tell people this is what you need to do. This is the ladder. These are the avenues you can take. They can decide what they want to do and figure out what works for them. You guys have to figure yourselves out. I'm not the best when it comes to holding far out of the money zero date options. But when it comes to getting in and getting out at the speed of light, that's what I specialize in. So, in a way, both of our systems and strategies complement each other because the reality of far out of the money zero date options is the main thing that this system lacks is for people who want to make six figures a day, because it's just not realistic for someone to make six figures a day trading far out of the money options. You can have the biggest wins in the planet trading far out of the money options, but to do that every day, it's just not realistic. So what's realistic when it comes to making six figures a day is scalping, swing trading, investing, right? And those are going to be the main things that I'm going to be discussing within this overall group. And then anyone who wants to come into here and follow the trades and learn far the money's, trade alongside G-Roar, trade alongside him, ask him questions, and trade far the money zero date options, they can do that. But obviously, the focus in here isn't to teach. The focus in here is we have the best trades in the market. If you follow these trades, you'll be green. And if you want to learn and get a better understanding of this and be more self sufficient, then you can join my group. So you can think of it as like a ladder. If someone wants to join my group and they can't afford it, they can come into here, make a fuck ton of money, and then they could join the group that way. Or they can just use my game plans that are for free and apply themselves to the game plans and they could try to trade that their own, right? I mean, they would likely have more better odds and more gains just coming into here rather than trying to trade on their own, right? But for the people who do want to learn the skill set, because not everyone just wants to follow trades. A lot of people love this group, but eventually they're going to want to evolve. They're going to want to learn more about the market. So some of them will leave the group, some of them will stay in the group because they don't see the reason to leave it all if it just keep on making money, right? And they'll be in both groups because they want to learn. That's evolution. Like this is literally part of me evolving. Like, I did my own thing. I taught traders, for years. And then we launched this. And then I traded alongside G-Roar for years. It was amazing trading alongside him and the community that we created. And now we're doing our own things. This is evolution. I started off alone with nobody. I had absolutely nobody. Um, I had nobody in this. I started off alone. I figured it out. I started a YouTube channel. I just focused on trading. I never focused on the influencer aspect. We got over 2,000 people to join Trader Society. We did it for years. And then we all leveled up, we all evolved. And then I said, like, all right, enough is enough. Like, I need to focus on other things. And then we basically closed the group. We stopped operating that group. And then we launched Team Roar. That gave me a ton of time to focus on myself, which was amazing because it allowed me to level up. Instead of focusing 12 hours a day on a group of 2,000 fucking people, I was focusing on myself, which allowed me to level up. And then, I respected and appreciated what G Roar was doing. And I was amazed by his skill set and how far he came too. So I started trading alongside him because I closed my group. I closed it. I'm not gonna teach and teach and teach and do all this 24 steps. So that was closed. So I started trading alongside him as I was figuring out my shit and evolving more and more and more. Guys, I'm telling you, in terms of trading, it requires a lot of alone time, And then also the right people coming into your life as mentors. You know, you don't need them for the rest of your life, but like the right people come in, you get the information, you learn from them, and then you keep on evolving, right? Um, but yeah, we traded alongside each other for years. And then I told him that I'm gonna start my own group, and we've also been wanting to move to a more secure platform, and we never had the opportunity to do so. And then Telegram at the time recently launched this feature where members can DM him. We would have been here a long time ago, but they never had the feature where members can DM him and they need some way to communicate with him, right? Not just get a view only channel with alerts, right? So they launched the feature. I found out about it. I set up everything. And then we both agreed to move over to here. We moved over to here and it was the best decision that we ever did. So now he's in his own lane, doing his own thing, not distracted with anyone else, focusing on himself. The same way how I'm focusing on myself. And he doesn't have this whole massive group chat of other traders alerting their trades and starting shit and causing distraction and disruption. And then we have to ban people and then drama and fucking scammers and all this. He's focused. And this is how trading has got to be. All these other people, a lot of people are just in this game for the clout. They're in it for the views, they're in it for the clout. There's a time and place for that. If they're doing that, hopefully it's when the market's closed. It's like, bro, this channel operates during market hours. There's not a single distraction. I mean, this is as distraction as it gets. A fucking patience emoji, to be more patient, right? That's as distracting as it gets here, if that's even a distraction. I mean, it helps. It increases the wins. It's just part of the vibes, man. Like the frequencies kick in. When the frequencies kick in, drop an emoji. Fuck it. But look, man, he's doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. And I'm gonna launch my private group, and you're gonna see it's gonna be like the complete polar opposites. It's gonna be very polarizing. He's gonna be the absolute best when it comes to far the money zero date options trade alert channel, right? And the members can send him a DM. So for anyone who wants to follow the trades, he's 100% the best at that when it comes to far money zero date options. And then I'm gonna be the best when it comes to if someone wants to come into the stock market, who is the person to learn from? Who's going to open their mind up? Who's going to open their eyes? Who's going to teach them things that they need to see? Who's going to come in as a catalyst and get them in the right direction, give them the right information, point them to the right, give them the right guidance. Um, and also give them the ability, instead of just teaching them, to watch me trade live. There's other people they teach, but they don't teach while they're trading live. I'm going to be teaching while I'm trading live on a stream instead of just trading in a Telegram channel, because the point of my group is to not follow the trades blindly. The point is, if you're actually going to follow what I'm doing, you're going to learn, motherfucker. That's the difference, right? If people just want to follow and they also want the specialties of far money zero options, they know where to go. That's right here. But if they want to actually learn the craft and figure their shit out, when it comes to systems, their own systems, and my system. Like, that's the thing. I'm not just going to teach you my system. I'm going to get you on the path to creating your own system, dude. I started a group of thousands of traders. They told me things and gave me information that helped, but I figured it out, you know? Like, they gave me information, which was amazing, Like, I might not have found that information. So that's one thing that's good about communities and like people, the right people, information. But when it comes to learning this shit, I figured that shit out. Like I figured that shit out. We had people, they gave me the information, like Gibor, he gave me the information of profit stops, not using stop losses, holding longer. He gave me that information. Then we had another member, 30-minute chart, right? And by, you know, just gaining more access and more insight from these people on how they do it, and then applying that to myself and figuring out in my own way, taking the gems and then figuring out everything on my own with information of my own, right? It evolves. Information is important. And what we're going to do is I'm going to create the best educational academy on the planet. It's going to be safe, secured, no bullshit, no nonsense, no scammers. It's going to take time, dude, to set up this foundation like this. This is a genius foundation. No one can come into here and fuck shit up. Don't like no one can fuck shit up here. It's fucking amazing. So with my group, it's going to be a secured private company. It's going to be an educational academy, and I'm going to create ladders within the company that that allow people to evolve, day trading, zero dates, scalping, also they want to hold longer, swing trading, investing, it's going to be very strategic and focused on education, what to do when you're making your money with trading, how to pay less on taxes or what to do with the money, where to put the money, whether we're going to be swing trading, investing, you're going to figure this shit out on what you want to do. The thing about money is it gives someone the ability to access something. Some people want to have access to certain collectibles because they know they're going to appreciate long term. Some people want to have access to certain investments because they want to make their money with investing. Some people are going to have certain access with certain stocks, whether that's a dividend stock, a growth stock, a compounding stock, an insanely, high percentage gain stock, swing trading stocks, right? Shares, which you can do with shares, which you can do with out of money options, which you can do with leap options. It's gonna teach you all this and get you on your path and make you a fucking genius, man. So the point of my group is self-sufficiency, and the main way that I'm going to teach is going to be on the live stream when I'm trading live on stream. So basically, all these game plans that you see me create, I'm going to trade them live on stream in between 10 to 12, 1 to 2 hours a day. And then some days I'll come back later on the stream. If a trade alert triggers, maybe we'll trade on the stream or maybe we'll just trade on the Telegram, but mainly focus on the stream, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a video lesson library in courses that gets you guys to the right information. For those of you who want a more structured learning experience on everything within the market, video lesson libraries and courses are going to be important from that, right? But a lot of that is going to stem from what we do on the live streams, So you guys don't have to repeat the same questions on the live stream and all this. We're going to have directed courses, directed video lesson libraries. It's going to be an organized ladder. So look, the path I'm on is on education. We already have the best train alert system on the planet. We need the mastermind who's going to come in and educate everyone and create self sufficiency and create the absolute best. Like, dude, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build the best brand on the world. I'm going to create the best fucking people in the world. The people who join my group, they're going to be extremely fucking self sufficient. And, they're going to make a fuck ton of money. These are going to be people that they hear about in all kinds of businesses and stuff like that. Like, that's my responsibility is to create fucking geniuses. The best part about trading is if you're a genius in trading, you can level up and become a genius entrepreneur and other things. Guys, trading is the gateway and pathway to starting businesses and becoming an entrepreneur. A lot of entrepreneurs trade because they know they can just passively click a button and make 5 figures like that and apply that to their entrepreneurial ventures, right? Like instead of trying to do everything on my own, I could hire people and do things as well too with the profit that we make. But look, man, that's going to be the company and it's going to conquer the whole market. It's not just going to be focused on day trading, it's going to expand to swing trading and investing. And then in the future, I think it's going to expand to life. It's going to expand to life. People want a certain energy, people want a certain frequency, people want to evolve in certain areas in their life. And eventually, I think I'm going to branch out into that space too because I spend a lot of time, evolving myself within, whether that's personal life, spiritually, creativity, frequency, vibration, high vibrations, etc. I spend a lot of time on that, and I know all of that stuff is worth a lot of, I mean, it's worth so much more than money. People just want to learn that, right? So that's going to be something else in the future that I'm definitely looking to expand to. And then that plays more into obviously the influencer space. But the thing about it is, it's not an influencer because it helps with trading. It's going to be focused on things that actually help with trading, simple things, simple little things you can do. I'm telling you guys, life is very strange. There are things in this world that are destroying people and they're not even aware of it, dude. I'll give you one example. I bought a luxury mattress. The mattress was over $9,000. You know, one of the things that I've dealt with the past year that was new to me was like chemical sense. If certain things have chemical sense, I feel like it like negatively affects my cognitive abilities, right? That's just me. I know that message can help someone out there and expand their awareness because I'm telling you, bro, there's people in their lives. They think they're good, but they're not. They think they're 100%, but they're not. Or something's wrong in their life and they don't know why. And part of life is figuring that out. It's like a puzzle. And there were certain things that were wrong in my life that were destroying my life. And I realized one of those things was chemicals. It was just fucking, whether it's a chemical scent or just certain scents, they do affect me in a negative way. I don't know if that's going to last forever, but that is something that I have to live with and deal with, right? And that is something that I have to avoid if I don't want to lower myself and lower my frequency, because I'm telling you, it's a horrible feeling. So, for example, I liked this luxury mattress. I tried it out in the store and I was like, damn, this is fucking comfortable as shit. I would love to fucking sleep on this, right? And the fucking thing, I only tried it for like 20 fucking minutes, bro. I purchased this shit. It came with fucking off gassing. They said it can go in like a month or shit. The shit was not going away. I'm sitting here saying, bro, I just paid all this money for this shit, and like it fucked up my whole room. My whole room smelled like it. I'm sitting here saying, bro, I can't even go in this room anymore. I would have to dedicate an extra room just for this stupid fucking smell to go away. And I did a bunch of research, and it's like there's still gonna be VOC and off gassing and all this shit to a degree. And I'm sitting here saying, bro, I'm sleeping in a luxury mattress. This cost over 9 fucking K. It's comfortable as shit, but you know what? It's making me feel like trash mentally. So within 2 days, I got rid of it. And now, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, oh, find a new mattress. Or am I gonna go fucking organic route or fucking latex route? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I'm gonna have to become a person that reviews every fucking business on the planet and just explains what's good with the business and what's wrong with the business, because there's so many businesses that are fucking up, bro. Like another thing, hotels and their stupid luxury fucking scents that are so fucking pointless. Why do I want my room to smell like a lemon? That's gonna bring me down. So it's like, what I'm saying is, man, there's certain things in this life that bring people down and bring people up, and a lot of people are not aware of these things. I've experienced so much in this life, and I've lived an amazing life, and I'm continuing every day to evolve and live in a more amazing life. And like, bro, there's things I have to move differently and live a certain way. So it's going to expand in the future where I'm going to start teaching this stuff too, because it's changed my life and it's changed other people's lives. There was a lot of people who gave me positive feedback on what helped them in trading was just understanding how important it is to just be in a normal room, right? With no distractions, no bullshit lighting, no bad vibes, no music, just a normal room, and just trade in silence and stare at the screen. You guys can go on social media and just watch videos of like people who I've removed every distraction out of my life. I cut off social media and quit for life. I got rid of all these things. Fucking whether someone's doing social media, right? Or whether they're fucking watching fucking porn or whatever the fuck they're doing, right? Whatever stupid fucking bad habit that they're fucking doing. Consuming social media, consuming all this fucking trash that's fucking out there, all this degenerate fucking live streaming out there, all these degenerate fucking influences, all this bullshit, consuming, instead of creating, instead of using their own fucking energy, right? Getting shit fucking sleep, not eating healthy, all these things, just these simple things give people the strongest foundation to take over. If you want to become a dangerous, smart, competent person, you have to do certain things. And part of doing certain things is just not doing a lot of things that most people are doing. So many people in this world are fucked up and they think they're not, but they are. They're doing the wrong things every single day. They're all chained to their fucking phones. They're all chained to scrolling in social media. They're all chained to certain things. Bro, certain people have like 20 different scents on them. They're not even aware of it. Okay, fucking body wash has a scent. Skincare scented, fucking deodorant scented, fucking hair, fucking shampoo scented, conditioner scented, fucking oh my gosh, hair gel scented, whatever the fuck they're putting in their fucking hair. Dude, there's people fucking there's motherfuckers walking around this earth like they're a human fucking chemical. They have 50 fucking chemicals on there. If I did that, people would look at me a different way. They'd be like, yo, what the fuck happened to this guy? This motherfucker used to be a genius. What the fuck happened to him? Like, dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, people need to figure out what makes them stupid and what makes them degenerate, because they're not actually stupid or degenerates. It's just there's certain things around them that are making them this way, and they're in the wrong environments. G-Roars trading has leveled up a fuck ton ever since we moved into Telegram, because now there's not a community posting memes and fucking fanning out and fucking posting 20 different other fucking trades with other fucking stocks, distracting everyone and creating noise and fucking scamming in the DMs. That's all fucking gone now. Now it's a secure private business, and the trading has gone up. The trading, dude, we created the most divine mirror, and it was my decision to make this move. And it was the best decision we ever did. Less community, less people around. Imagine what the fuck would happen in my life if I had all these people around me. You know, imagine what the fuck would happen to me if I hired people to clean my fucking house and all these fucking chemicals. Dude, I clean with very simple things. Very simple. Water, fucking vinegar. Simple shit. Simple fucking things. Shit takes fucking 5, 10 minutes. It's simple. Like fucking A, man. Everyone wants to complicate things, and all these stupid fucking businesses in America, all they're doing is monetizing on people who are fucking degenerates, lowering themselves, lowering their frequency, lowering their vibration. So, guys, I'm going to be expanding into that too because I've learned a lot, and I know my curriculum is going to change certain people's lives, and it's going to help people a lot because I've experienced not only some of the best things in this life, but I've actually experienced some of the worst things in this life. I've experienced, like, if you can literally plug this shit into AI, like, I literally, bro, I'm telling you, like, some of the worst things in this life to experience, I've experienced. And that, in a way, unlocked me to get to certain things that I needed to get to, where now I'm experiencing the best things in life. Like, everyone has to go through shit to get to certain things, you know? Um, because when everyone has money, they're gonna want something other than money. They're gonna want to figure out what to do with the money, you know? Look at fucking LeBron. He spends millions a year on his health. He plays a sport that makes him money. He uses the money to invest into himself to play the sport better and live a better life, you know? If everyone's rich, we need some sort of goods and services, right? If there's money, we got to do something with the money. We can make more money and more goods and services, right? If there's no money, we still need good services. We still need goods and services. We just got to get a different way if there's no money. But since money exists, one of the ways to get that is through money. If not, then you're going to need relationships with people, connections with people. What do you add to this person for them to give you that if you're not going to pay them, right? Etc. Communities, businesses, secured connections, private relationships, right? So I'm gonna be expanding and teaching all this, man. And in the future, what this can turn into and evolve into, this can turn into, I'm telling you, like, dude, this can turn into a fucking billion-dollar company with what I'm starting. It can expand into so much more. It can expand into fucking real estate and certain ways of living, whether that's apartment living or stuff like that. Um, it can expand into a lot because we're different from everyone else. And what most people think is normal for them is not normal. They're on the wrong path, you know? Like, I'm telling you, man, most people's normals is fucked up. They're not normal. They're all fucked up. It's like the normal thing nowadays is to be fucked up. Most people who are actually normal and on the right path, it's such a low percentile. And people think it's like greatness. When in reality, part of it is just doing the right things and not doing the stupid shit. But yeah, there is a greatness to it. I mean, a lot of people to get there, they do have to walk through the fucking fire and walk the fucking hell to get to the fucking heaven on this fucking earth, man. Like, this shit, I'm telling you, I had to go through some of the worst things that most people, they would have quit, this whole fucking thing that I'm doing. Who knows what some people would have done, whether that was to other people or to them fucking selves. Who the fuck knows? But I've always chosen to do the right thing, and that has got me very far within my life and very far personally and spiritually. And it's also helped remove a lot of my shit in my life. If people were just good people, you know, one of the ways, because you guys will see once you're evolving in your life, a lot of things are going to be removed from your life, and this is all for the better. And some of you might even think that you're losing something, but you're not, because whenever something removes your life, you have more time for something new to come in. And sometimes that new thing to come in, and this is the exciting part, is your fucking self. And then you get obsessed with yourself rather than other fucking people and other fucking relationships and families and all this other shit. Because if something's removed from your life, you know everything points back to you, and you might be able to access new things about yourself that you never knew before, certain things that you never knew about yourself before. That's the part of, evolving. It's fucking amazing. Like, I look at my past self and I look at me now and I'm like, completely fucking evolved, and like I feel like I can never be depressed. I can never be like sad. And if I do experience like some sort of sadness, I would be like grateful in a way because that's just part of life and going through the beauty of the motions and emotions to get to the higher peaks. Like, I would appreciate those moments. It's like instead of being someone in the past where I felt numb, now I feel everything. And whether it's a good feeling or a bad thing or a bad feeling, I experienced that and I love that fucking fire in me. It's like I keep on evolving. I don't let that bring me down. I experience that, right? Um, this whole bro, I remember in the past I used to be so numb and so low energy and at times depressed. Like now I look at the complete difference. And this was happening at times when I had money. And then there was times where I broke, where I felt the best of my ever fucking life, right? It's part of figuring it out. It's not just a money thing, man. Part of part of life in terms of a person, it comes to them. It's not just money. You know, money can increase certain things and obviously add certain things to your life. But to get to this place in terms of like feeling like being an absolute amazing fucking person and feeling it's like, bro, it's all within someone's self. And then they can attract money and attract connections, attract businesses, attract relationships. Like, you know, I started a group out of thousands of traders. We attracted a couple good ones. And then I trained them and then we all leveled up and grew together. And then we started more businesses, right? One out of a fucking trillion. That's life. That's relationships. That's businesses. One of a trillion. And you got to go through a million fucking shitheads usually to get to the absolute best. That's how the shit works. Like, you know, a lot of people, you know, there's been people who joined my group before they joined my group. They've had bad experiences with other people, right? They had to go through shitheads to get to me. That's life. Um, but man, I'm just saying, man, it's an amazing thing to for one to figure someone's out self. And the reason one of the reasons why within time I'm going to teach more about this and make more videos about this, and it's not going to be like an influencer thing, it's going to be like a real life thing because this is my life. One of the reasons why I'm going to teach it is because I genuinely believe that it could be taught. And I actually figured this out, you know, by meeting one person. I met this one person and we had a relationship and then it ended and I figured things out during the relationship, you know. But if I didn't meet that one person as a catalyst, you know, my life would have been on a completely different trajectory. So they showed me some things and I showed them some things. We showed each other things about themselves, and basically meeting this one person was a catalyst. And now I look at that situation as like, you know, this person came into my life as a catalyst. I came into their life as a catalyst, and we both learned things from each other, you know, highs and lows, etc., etc. But we learned things from ourselves about each other. And now I look at that and I realize how I can come into my life, how you know, I can come into someone's life the same way I came into their life as a catalyst to certain things, and I can help with certain areas. And the thing about life is for some people with those things that I can help them in, some people they're not going to react, you know, accordingly. They might lash out or be negative or give up or just hate me. Like some people are going to be negative towards it because that's what change does. It creates when someone, you know, forces change or shows something about someone's self. Some people take it negative and some people, you know, choose the wrong things in life, whether it's fucking fear or whether it's fucking not trying to evolve, whatever the fuck, they go the wrong path. Even if the person shows them something, they look at the wrong way. Like perception matters a lot, right? How we look at ourselves matters a lot, and how we perceive ourselves with what we go through and what we actually experiences, right? And not to rely on anyone else or not to fucking you know, give a fuck about, you know, insecurities or fucking validation or any other shit, but to stay true within yourselves no matter who or what is around you, whether that's money, whether that's family, whether that's friends, whether that's businesses, no matter what, to stay true and rooted within yourselves and never to betray yourselves. You know, I've been in certain relationships where I had to remove myself from the relationship and never see that person again. Because if I did with what they did and with what happened, I would be betraying myself. And that's something that I cannot do to myself, meaning I would have to remove that person. Um, you know, like if a relationship gets to the point where someone has to betray themselves, usually the best course of action is just to remove it. Is just to remove. It's like I'll never betray myself. So like, you know what I mean? So like, um, the way I look at it is, man, I can come into someone's life and I can teach them something about themselves. And you know, who knows? Maybe they could have taught them that. Maybe they could have taught them that self. They could have taught them. You know, who knows? Maybe they could have figured it out on their own, right? But they're still figuring it out on their own. If they met me, you know, they just figured it out through a person. But it's all within themselves. You know, they met me, right? So like, they still figured it out. Um, you know, certain things people will figure out certain things alone, and then certain things people will figure out certain things through other people. And there's my biggest level up that I've ever had in my life when I was evolving was I was on a lone wolf path. I met one person out of a fucking trillion, bro. It's like one or two people. That's literally it. Like, bro, I think one or two people. I met this one person. It was more of a relationship, um, you know, with a girl. And then business wise, G Roar, and that's, you know, business. So but we have an amazing friendship too. But yeah, man, literally just like two main people. But there's been more too. But in terms of like drastic changes in my life, there's been two people, and I've met so many different people, bro. And I could really only think of a couple people who genuinely were there's been a drastic change in my life in just everything, man. And perception is every fucking thing, and staying rooted and true to yourself is everything, man. So within the future, I'm going to be expanding into that, man. Because, dude, every once in a while too, I'll look at some shit pops in my feed. I'll look at what influencers have to say. I'm like, bro, these people have no fucking idea. Like, just wait until I start speaking out about certain things. Like, bro, I could literally start a business, or one way, like, if I were to get famous, I could probably get famous just reacting and reviewing businesses. If someone places me in a business, or if I'm reviewing a business, whatever the fuck it is, bro, my review would be worth a fucking fortune. If I just sat there and reviewed the business on how the business is, what's wrong with the business, what could be better, like that expertise, like that's another thing. I could literally do one-on-one fucking calls for people who want like just certain conversations with their life or with their business or entrepreneurship, just like quick 30-minute calls. That's probably something I'm going to offer in the future too, because this is things that I enjoy and I have free time. Um, when I'm not trading, I do have free time. If I'm not focused on, doing other things in my personal life, I could focus on other businesses. I could literally start a business where I take 30-minute calls with people and they just, they write a summary, what they want to talk about. And if they want me to be the guy where I talk about that, whatever they want to talk about, and I can list these are the things that I would, expertise in, and these are the things that I would like to talk about, right? If they want that conversation with me, that is something that I'm more than willing to offer, because I'm well aware that some people do want that conversation and some people do find a lot of value and a lot of change with what it is that I'm doing. But guys, I'm just getting started, man. It's going to be absolutely limitless, man. I'm looking for the future, and I do want you to know I will be getting involved more into that space in the future, man. But at the end of the day, people got to take the actions and figure it out within themselves and on their own. But I do believe it is important for certain mentors, and it doesn't have to be called mentors, just certain catalysts or certain people to come into one another's lives. Because the biggest evolutions that I had in my life were being alone and meeting like one or two people, never in groups, one or two people. So, I strongly believe that I'm a person where certain people will meet me, and if certain things go a certain way, and we can get very strategic with this, if I set up the right business and we just do certain things, like it's going to change someone's life, and they're going to unlock things within themselves that are worth so much more than money. Some things are worth so much more than money and are truly priceless because all it's going to attract is money. And then more than money, it's going to give you higher fucking vibration, higher fucking frequencies. Bro, I walk around in certain environments just for the energy. There's certain places that I go to just to extract the energy out of the place. And I feel like I took everything the place that I had and I take it home with me. And then I go back to my normal environment. And I'm sitting here saying, bro, I feel like a mad fucking scientist. I just went to this one place and I brought all these vibes and all this fusion back to me. It's like a fucking fusion. What we have the Roar fusion, me and G Roar, the fusion of that is fucking amazing. There's certain places that I go to, I go for the fucking fuse. I go for the potion. I'm like, what is something that I can create to feel a certain way or to get a certain vibe or something that's going to uplift my mood? There's certain things that I can do, right? There's certain vibes if I want to feel or do a certain way. This is why some people when they're experiencing certain things in life, whether it's personal or business, they go to certain environments, they travel because they know they can take something from the environment that's going to fucking give them the right vibes for what their life's going on right now. This is why you guys see like musicians. You'll see like a musician, sometimes he'll go in the fucking desert and he'll do a music video in the desert, right? Because that's in full alignment with something, like part of life, guys, I'm telling you, is listening to your mind and your fucking body. So one thing that's been hitting me a lot recently is meditation. And it hasn't been like, guys, things in life, they hit when you listen to yourself and your body and you're tuned into yourself. Not if you're watching videos on fucking social media saying meditate, 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 here's how to meditate, that shit like that. That's not the way. You can use that to extract education, but bro, if someone is so deeply in tune with themselves, like lately, what's been happening to me is I'll have certain periods of silence where I'm in such a high vibrational state and I'm genuinely being called to just meditate, to just try to meditate and just, be still and just focus for like 10 to 20 minutes. I'm literally being called to do that. Like spiritually, like that's something that I've been feeling a lot lately is just focus on meditating, right? And that didn't come from watching a fucking video from someone else or anything like that. That came from, there's just certain things when someone's experiencing things in life and living their life, certain things come to them. Certain things are called for them to do. The same way like this. What was called for me to do with this business was we needed to go to a more secure private platform. The same thing with my upcoming, private group as well, right? You know, there's just certain things in your life you're going to be called to do, and you have to listen. Now, a lot of people, they never get the download or they're never able to listen because they're distracted. So you need to think about, this is like you have a channel, you have a broadcast signal out to the world, you know? And literally, if you guys live a normal life and focus and cut out all the bullshit, you're going to start figuring some things out, man. I'm telling you, think about it as just like, bro, if life, like if you just look in your room and it's all blank, it's like a blank sheet every single day, what you can do with that canvas, what you can create with that. If I go somewhere and I come home to like this blank canvas, I can just send all the fucking vibes, you know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden it's fucking, the energy's fucking insane, right? Just, you guys need to protect your energy and stay very sharp and listen to what you're called to do. Like, one of the things I've literally been called to do lately is just try to meditate, right? I'll just have these brief moments where it just randomly hits me, where I feel like a deep sense of fucking meditation. Bro, I'm telling you, like, there's things that go on. Um, you guys just need to understand that I'm very high ranked when it comes to spirituality. I do not expect these videos to do justice in terms of who it is that I am as a person. Like, I don't expect everyone to see through all that and etc etc etc, right? This is a fucking camera and I'm just like freestyling using my words, right? That's the thing about like cameras and freestyling and stuff like that. It's like, bro, they don't paint people to be the absolute brightest at times. I know like some people could see my aura and some people get it and they can see through certain things, and that's amazing. But like, there's just certain things that are just for some people that are just not meant to be said, or if they tried to put it into words, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just not the same in terms of what they're experiencing and feeling and stuff like that. But guys, I'm telling you, man, if you focus on your energy and your vibration, in your frequency, bro, the number one thing that has leveled up my trading once I figured out the education behind it is frequency. That's the number one thing. Increasing my frequency. Bro, I'm telling you, this shit is insane, bro. And I'm in on this journey on my own. That's why in the future I do want to expand this and create more of a community with some of the things that I'm talking about, make it more of not just trading, but trading is literally life, and all these life lessons I've applied to trading, and it's evolved my trading and it's evolved my businesses, man. So I have the trading expertise, I have the business expertise, and now I'm more of the life expertise. I'm telling you, when you guys have trading and business expertise, you're going to really want to start life expertise, because once you have money, that's all that's left. I'm telling you, like personal life and all these other things, amazing things in life, once you have money, everyone starts to focus on making more money and then applying themselves to other things in life, because that's all that's left. If all we have is paper, it's like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, people think they need money. Some people don't. Some people have connections. Some people have networks. Some people have relationships. Some people have families. They don't need money. They have certain, like, guys, it's goods and service. Money is extracted for goods and service. So you're either a person who gets it on your own and you'll still be able to acquire and attract money just by being that fucking person, by becoming that fucking person, or you just use money. There's people who have money, they have no fucking aura, they have no fucking frequency, they have no fucking skills, but they use their money to get it. And a lot of those people are going to feel like shit because they realize all they're doing is using a piece of paper to get these things, but they realizing that they're not experts at the things. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, anyone, like certain people, like with looks, like certain rich people look at an attractive girl, but they realize they have no connection, they have no true relationship. It's all fucking looks, it's all fucking appearance. It's like a business relationship. That's all it really is. There's people in those situations that can make someone look and appear better, but it doesn't mean they have an amazing relationship with the person. It could literally just be business, or it could just be that's the level that they're fucking playing at. But then there's other people, they have no fucking money and they're in a good relationship and it's a million times fucking better. And then other people can look at that and they can perceive that as low. Rich people can perceive that as low when they're at the highest fucking vibration of fucking love on the fucking planet. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, guys, you really, like, bro, it's you and then there's money. You can literally get whatever the fuck you want just by being your fucking self. Money will come. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why, bro, There's people who get rich, they never figure themselves out, and then they use their money to just buy the shit and they still don't figure themselves out. People can literally figure this shit out by just fucking up and making mistakes, whether they're spending money or not. Obviously, money can help them on their journey with fucking up and blowing money and making mistakes too. But like, bro, it's possible to just use yourself as a foundation to get whatever you want, not even money. A lot of the people who use money as their foundation to get what they want, they're like the weakest fucking people in the fucking room. All they have is paper. Think about it like this: some people have everything on the exterior, but they truly have nothing on the inside, and all they have is paper. And then there's people in this world, they figured out how to get everything just by being themselves. They figured out how to get it without even money. Like, you guys need to think of the olden times. If money doesn't exist, how do we get what we want? By who we fucking are. What can we provide to the world, or what can we trade to get something, or what connection, what relationship, what ecosystem, what community, what environment, what can we build to get what we want? And this can be done without fucking paper. It's possible if people figured themselves out. And if people actually have the paper and they don't have what the fuck I'm talking about, they're going to spend all their time and all their money figuring out how to get that, because they're going to realize they fucked if they don't have that. That's what I'm saying. Usually, one of the worst positions in life to be in is to have a lot of money, but to not be that person, because the money fucks the person up. I'm telling you, bro, I've been rich and fucking broke. I've seen it both ways. I remember times when I was very rich and I was very depressed and I was very numb. I felt nothing. I was fucking miserable. And then I remember times when I was absolute broke and I felt at all time highs. I've lived through the contrast of life. I've lived through both sides. I've lived through all the versions. This is what creates an amazing person. Not a million fucking chemicals, that doesn't create an amazing fucking person. That just drags the person fucking down. It's like, bro, like, people need to pay attention to their environment. In my space, I don't like smelling things. I don't like scents. I look at it as a distraction. I'm like, why do I need to smell this? Why do I need this on my mind? Why do I need to be disrupted by this scent? I don't like it. Some people like scents. I don't. I don't fuck with scents. I like my own scent. I actually have a scent. I don't just smell like nothing. People actually smell like something, right? And then people can use non-fragrance things, like body wash, fucking stuff like that. They can use non-fragrance, non-smell things, right? That don't have a fuck ton of chemicals in them. They can go a natural route too. It's like, bro, I'm telling you, like, I'm living a very clean, natural life because I'm seeing how big. And again, this isn't for everyone, but for me, it has a big effect on me, bro. There's things that other people do to themselves. I don't know if it's helping them or not. It's probably not, and they think it is. I don't see how, if someone sprayed a fucking full can of fucking Axe on themselves or started just being around a bunch of chemical scents, I don't see how that's gonna help elevate their fucking life. I don't see how that's gonna help them at all. It sounds like they're fucking asleep and don't know what the fuck they're doing with their life, and they're just buying random fucking products at a store like everyone else is doing, like a bunch of fucking sheep. I don't see the benefits in it. Um, but there's just certain things in my life that a normal person can do. And if I did that, it's gonna destroy my whole fucking life. If I sprayed a fucking Febreze can in my fucking house, I would sit here and say, bro, do I need to like destroy my whole house and build a new one? Do I need to get rid of all my furniture? Like, I am fucked. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the simplest things. A fucking air freshener, a Febreze spray air freshener, a car air freshener, bro, these simple things can fucking destroy me. If I did this to myself and filmed a video of myself, you guys would be like, what the fuck happened to this guy? He wasn't talking intelligent the other day, and now he's like a fucking degenerate. What the fuck happened to him? Like, bro, that's just one example. There's other things in my life that can do that. If I get shit sleep, that can fuck me up. You know? If I just drain myself and fucking scroll on social media all day and fucking, indulge in fucking porn and all this bullshit, if I did shit like that, that would fucking destroy me. You know? That's what I'm saying, man. There's certain things on this world that destroy people, right? But there's also things in this world that elevate people, that evolve people. And some things like that for me is no noise. So that's another thing that destroys my shit, like noise, distractions, that fucks my trading up. I love music. I just don't want to hear the music when I'm trading. But when I'm not trading, I'm living fucking life. Oh, they can play the music 24 fucking 7. They can have the lights going and shit like that, but I don't want to be around that 24 fucking 7. I don't like crowds of fucking people, right? So, I know what I don't like, and then certain things that I do like. Obviously, peace, fucking quiet. I love having a good time too. I love, going to the clubs. I love taking fucking walks, in nice high vibe places. I fucking love it. I love, going to high vibe places. Everyone's dressed up, looking nice. There's lights. Everyone's taking fucking photos. Anywhere you can think of where people are dressing and they're stunting and they're flexing on the hose, any place you can think of like that has some degree of like peace, like a calm quiet luxury, a quiet wealth, right? Every once in a while the chaos type, but bro, if there's chaos, I don't want no fucking bullshit sense around me. But I love the music, dancing, love the dancing. Trading, bro, the stock market shit, love that. It's like, bro, high frequency, man. High fucking frequency. Good food, good sleep, peace, quiet, world, colors, lights, camera, action, clothes, stunting, flexing, quiet wealth, luxury, high vibes, nature, fucking bro, wherever the fuck I'm walking, I need to feel like a trillionaire. That's what I need to feel like. If I don't feel like a trillionaire, I'm walking in the wrong environment. Like, I need to feel the vibes. Oh my gosh, guys, hometown vibes. If you want to become the most dangerous fucking person on the fucking planet, figure your hometown out. Start with your hometown and then expand somewhere. Right now I'm fucking killing it in my hometown. If I were to expand somewhere, the only other place that I can think of is in Miami. But bro, if I'm going to Miami, I need a house. I cannot live in no high rise around all that chaos. Cannot do it. Not for me. Um, but yeah, man, eventually in the future, I might do a Miami arc. I already tried it. But right now I'm being called to do the hometown arc, so I'm maintaining that. I fucking love it, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, some people are so lost. All they do is just see what other people do and they just try to follow that. I mean, that's one way to learn some shit, but bro, some people are so much better off being in their hometown than going to a major city like New York City or Miami. They think it's gonna help them, but it's not. In certain situations, it could help them. But in my situation, the best thing I can do right now is fucking just build in my hometown, and then if I do want to expand and live that life on the other side, I can consider Miami. But bro, I fucking love it here, man. I fucking love it here, dude. I've been here for fucking ever. I have no fucking complaints. I got fucking rich here. Everyone fucking knows me here. I love it here, man. I absolutely love it here. This place is peace, quiet, and also it's evolved with me over the time. I grew up at the place. I saw the changes. I saw the prices go from 100K to fucking 600K. Um, I saw the evolution of how things evolved and changed and the businesses that popped up. It's fucking amazing. And then in the future, I'm just gonna expand into more businesses, man. So guys, like life is amazing, man. It works out. Trust the process, and trust your fucking self. You guys need to get to the point in your life where the person you trust the most is your fucking self. Get to a level where you trust yourself so much that you will never betray yourself. If something's off, you remove it. Bro, certain things are off, I removed it. I had a mattress for 2 days. I removed it like that. Gone. 2 days. They lost me. They told me in a month the smell will start to fade. I'm like, dude, a month from now, if I live in that shit, I'm gonna be out of business. Motherfucker, I have to run a business. I have to make as much money as I possibly can in the stock market. That's part of my job. The fuck? What do you mean a month? Why didn't the mattress come fucking no fucking BS chemical sense? Why didn't it come like the other one that I got rid of? Why didn't it come like that one? You guys made it this luxury bullshit. What the fuck? You guys fucked the shit up. It didn't smell like in the store. It's probably in the store like that for fucking 10 fucking years in the store. It fucking and then even the throw. Guys, anything about luxury, just be a little cautious because one thing about luxury things is they carry sense, and I don't fuck with that. I really don't. It's like things could be luxury without sense, especially these hotels. Hotels are fucking up with their luxury sense. I'm like, bro, I don't want my rooms to smell like this. I want to. The way I define a clean environment is quiet. I don't want to smell things. Why do I want to smell something in my room? I'm gonna focus on that smell, and the smell doesn't help me. It brings me down. It lowers my fucking cognitive abilities. So guys, just pay attention to things in your life. that are elevating you and things in your life that are destroying you. And one of the best things you can do is just start removing the things that are destroying you and then just focus on yourself. Trust the process, trust your fucking self. I'm going to leave it off at that. And guys, I would strongly suggest you join Team Roar because what we're going to do tomorrow is going to be absolutely insane. And the private group is expected to launch in August. Be patient. Big things are coming, man. Big moves, big businesses, lives are changing. It's going to be amazing, man. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I met one person, and if I didn't meet that person, who knows what would have happened, or who knows if I would have figured certain things on my own. But I met this one person, and they met me, and we both learned things from each other. And this has happened with me to other people too, right? So I'm figuring something out, and I realized that part of my business is I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna keep figuring this out in old areas, and people are gonna meet me, and they're gonna learn things about themselves, and they're gonna evolve and level up, you know. And who knows, maybe I'll learn some things from them too, you know. From G-Roy, I learned profit stops, things like that. They can give me certain information, or who knows, maybe they can help unlock something within me too. But bro, I've gone through all the layers and shedded through all the things. I've unlocked so much within myself. Like the frequencies I've hit, there's trillionaires that would want these frequencies. They would want it. And then there's other people, they'd be terrified of this. You know, I had to go through this, dude. There's certain frequencies, there's certain things that I've been that have terrified me at one point when I was going through this, you know, at a certain point. Like the key is to just live in truth and trust it, right? And never choose fear and never choose sin and all this bullshit that's out there. It's like, bro, I've been through a lot of spiritual things and I'm ranked very high in the spiritual realm. People quickly find out when they try to do some fuck shit to me, they'll quickly find out how high I'm ranked. Dude, I don't have to lift a fucking finger. They're gonna find out just by me vanishing of what the fuck happens. Um, you know, it's like, bro, anyone who tries to betray me, they're basically betraying themselves. And one of the worst things you can do in this life is betray yourself because what goes around comes around and you're around 24 fucking 7. So you know, that's why I'm saying people need to treat people right because you never know who you're betraying and you never know who you're going up against in spiritual teams. Um and I'm telling you guys, spiritual teams and certain people being divinely protected, this is all a real thing, man. Like I would, dude, spirituality is everything. You know, like if you guys are numb, you have one thing to work on is your spirituality. You know, like when I was feeling numb and depressed in my life, I had like no spirituality. It's just a complete blank. It's like I look back at some of my past times in my life. It's like I wasn't even there. It's like I didn't even fucking exist compared to like what the fuck I am now. Like I would never want to be on that old shit again. But I realized the beauty in that was part of the process of how I kind of needed to be that way. And I actually realized like I'm not even shitting on myself that way because I realized in a way that was my foundation that led to my genius. Like it's kind of interesting. Like to a degree in certain ways I was kind of like just a blank slate, and then I started putting myself in like insane, I kept getting put in insane situations, in crazy fucking insane groups, crazy fucking insane environments, meeting insanely interesting people, some good, some shit. I was put in these bizarre situations, and I learned so much from being in them, you know. And I was completely like blank at the time, but as I kept on going through all these different experiences and meeting all these different people and all these different groups and all these different environments, bro, I've been in every fucking environment you can think of. I've been in it. All these crazy different fucking environments. I've been in them all. And the shit that I've learned from that, oh my gosh, bro, the things that I've unlocked and then just focusing on myself and going within and evolving within myself, like, bro, it's fucking insane, man. Like, you guys really do need to understand, man. Money is literally acquired within oneself. Money, it's a tool you can use to make more money, and it's a tool you can use to deploy. You can hire people to deploy things. You can get access to certain things, certain information, certain people, people's time, right? People's information, right? Other businesses, right? It's a tool. But I do believe that it is possible for a person where they go all within themselves and evolve. I think they can get to the top without any money. I think it's possible because they can meet people with money who can help to certain degrees with certain things. You know, there's a lot of people with money, they want certain things that certain people have. And these people don't have money. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, there can literally be a documentary or a series. I could literally be the person who fucking does this in a way. It's like in certain ways, I've done this too, but it's like, bro, people can literally evolve within themselves and get whatever they want without any money. It's possible. They can do it. And how? Fucking communities, private networks, private relationships, jobs. There's so many ways to evolve and climb a ladder where it has nothing to do with fucking money. You know, jobs pay people. The job is the one paying the people. Some people with their job, they get paid millions of dollars. The person is the one generating all the fucking, without them, they're not getting paid. And the business isn't making money without the person promoting it. But you see what I'm saying, man? It's fucking people. People are the fucking blueprint to get everything that they fucking want. You guys have to crack the code within yourself. If you want money, figure out yourself. You'll attract it, you'll rank up. Certain jobs pay a lot more money than other jobs. They solve different fucking problems. Certain people you meet will give you a lot more value than other people that you meet. It's the right connection, it's the right relationship, or one person gives a certain amount of money for a certain job and it pays off that no one else would ever give, right? So, guys, you need to understand, man, this whole idea that money is just everything is simply false, because if you have unlimited money but you're not unlocked within yourself, what do you truly have? You truly just have the ability to buy things, and those things can upgrade your frequency and they also can downgrade your frequency. But I'm telling you, dude, like, being a wealthy person and not having access to, like, unlocked within yourself, that would be one of the most miserable experiences, because it's a lot more fun to become that guy when you have no money. And usually a lot of people are just going to blow a bunch of money to become the guy, but it's a lot more fun to do it when you have no fucking money. I'm telling you, man, it's so much more fun to unlock yourself when you have no money versus having money. 100%. I've done it both. I've unlocked myself both ways, fucking broke and fucking wealthy. I've done it both ways. It's so much more fun to do it when you have no money. It's fucking fun because you can just keep on evolving without this piece of paper. Businesses have paper. What do they need? They need people. That's what they fucking need. They need a specialized certain person. Who are you going to hire? The person who operates like 50 people or the person who operates like one fucking person? Everyone's going to want the person who operates like 50 people. And guess what? A lot of those motherfuckers have no money. So that's what I'm saying, man. But then they get money because they're that fucking person. You guys can be the person who gets all the fucking money without having the money, get hired by the right person, or fucking start a fucking social media, get your name out there, or meet the right person, meet the right business, meet the right connections. You can get whatever you want. The same way someone can use money to get what they want, someone can also use themselves and start a certain business or meet a certain person or get involved with a certain group or work a certain job or get involved with a relationship. It's like a piece to a puzzle, man. There's a lot of wealthy people. There's a certain piece that they need placed in a seat, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a business. And what I'm telling you is that puzzle piece is the person, it's not the motherfucking money. There's wealthy people who want a certain relationship, and the only person who can fulfill that relationship for them could be someone who has no money. Like, this is a real thing. There's certain businesses out there who are looking for a certain person, and it could be a person who has, this job could pay millions of dollars. And the person that they hire could have no money because they're that person. Life is being that guy. And it's being that guy with or without the fucking money. And it's so much better to unlock that being broke rather than being rich. If you're rich and you haven't unlocked it, typically what happens is that person loses all their money, then they unlock it where they're broke, and then they get richer. That's literally what happened to me in a way. It's like I figured out how to make money in the stock market, but I didn't fully unlock myself. And then there's been times where I've been absolutely broke, within the market. Then I unlocked myself, then I shot up to new all-time highs. You know? That's life, man. Trading is fucking life. That's why it's so important as a foundation when you're trading, operating in businesses, is to focus on unlocking yourself. Everyone's so focused on paper, paper, and paper. It's like, dude, trading is all life experience. If you've no life experience, all you're gonna do is use your money and blow up your account 24 fucking 7. The motherfuckers who get involved with us and have life experience and are not tuned in and distracted, not fucking their shit up, they're gonna level up like fucking crazy, man. Cut the distractions, cut the noise, focus on yourself, go within, man. You guys should be fucking excited if you don't have money, because you're actually looking at one of the most exciting paths of life right now if you see what's going on. Because, dude, I'm telling you, there's plenty of people out there who want certain people that don't, that, and these people, they don't, there's plenty of groups, jobs, and people out there that want certain people, whether the person has money or not. It's about the fucking person. Think about it like this. Let's say, right? Okay, let's say, right. So I've been broke, I've been rich at times, right? Who would I want to be? Would I want to be myself at my highest version, or would I want to be rich at my lowest self? I would choose myself at my I would choose myself at the richest version every single time, right? But if I didn't have the riches, who would I choose? Would I choose the rich me who hasn't unlocked myself, or would I choose the broke me who's unlocked myself? I would choose the broke me who's unlocked myself because that's the motherfucker who gets it, man. And if people don't have that and think they have money, they have nothing. They have absolutely fucking nothing. There's people in this world who lives the exact life that they want to live with no fucking money. And you could just look at it, if they're making money, you could just look at it as like it's just being provided for something that they're doing. And the thing that they're doing is literally the thing that they want to do. And they place themselves in a seat. Bro, part of life, you guys need to think about it like this, right? All these rich companies, all these businesses, right? What is it their job to do? Their job is to select a person to sit in a seat, right? So let's take this as an example, right? So G-Roar. So if I'm going to start a business, right? Let's say I'm going to start a business and I want to start a business where the point of the business is for people to follow someone's trades, right? And why would they follow someone's trades? Because this is the best business to follow someone's trades. It's going to actually make them money, right? Um let's say someone wants to start that business. So the $1 trillion question is, who do they need to hire? They need to hire the absolute best of who can do the job. There could be someone who has more money or makes bigger gains and does the job, but that doesn't mean they're the actual best at doing the job, because part of doing the job is to make the clients money, right? When it comes to doing the job, G-Roar is the absolute best far out of the money zero date options trader who can make other people money, right? So, from a business perspective, someone has to come in and they have to create the business. They have to place this person in this seat in this environment, right? They have to remove him from Discord and get him over to Telegram because it's way better for the clients and for him, right? And for the business, right? So, that's an example, right? I'm giving you guys examples where if you have skills and part of getting skills is unlocking yourself, you can find a way to sit at a certain, that's what people need, something with all their energy and all their brilliance and all their containers, they need to sit somewhere. That's where they need to put themselves into a fucking container and get rich, and that's what businesses provide for people. They hire people and they make them rich because they put this person in a certain seat and the person operates on their best skill set, and then the business handles everything else, and then everyone fucking wins. That's how this shit works, dude. That's what I'm saying. There's businesses looking to hire people for skills, you know um and you guys just have to be the guy. Whether you're broke or rich, the business isn't going to give a fuck because they know if the person's broke, their level up's going to be a trillion times fucking insane. And if they're already rich, that's great. But dude, whether broke or rich, the business is going to want that person most of the time, man. So you guys need to understand, man, unlock yourself, figure yourself out, take life seriously. If you've experienced certain things in life and lived through certain things in life, you would appreciate it more and you would be more grateful and you would take it more seriously. If you're numb and you're depressed and you feel fucking nothing and you're doing all the wrong things in life and sinning and doing all the wrong bad habits, you're not going to appreciate it. You're going to be like, this is life, this is shit, and live this life every day. Something needs to change. And part of change is removing things from your life, and then you use that time to do other things. You have more time on your hands, try to meditate for 10 to 20 minutes. You have more time on your hands, look into hobbies that are going to raise your frequency, do the research, plug it into AI. It's never been easier for someone to actually evolve because there's so much more abundance. There's AI, there's life experience, More people are richer than ever. People don't just get rich by fucking accident. You know, this comes to a certain type of person. If people just get rich by accident, they typically lose it all, you know? And if they're not that guy, they don't make it all back. It was luck. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, one thing I will say about people with money is they have typically experienced, certain things that other people have not, and they do typically have, some sort of higher education. That's just what comes with money because people know, dude, whether you have money or not, if you are operating on a high level, money's going to come to you, right? That's why I'm saying, like, you know, there are a lot of geniuses who do have money because money comes to geniuses, right? But then there's also a lot of people who should have a lot more money, but they don't even care about money. That's how some geniuses are. They attract certain things and they do certain things, but they're not the richest or whatever the fuck because they just don't care. A lot of smart people are like that. They don't care about pushing themselves to the hardest financially or doing certain things financially because they're focused on other genius things. But they can be placed in situations or businesses that they want to make more money. They can go on certain missions. They could do certain side quests. So look, man, use this information, get rich, make money, and understand, guys, look, if life is shit, get your shit together. That's what I would say. Because I promise you, man, life is amazing. There's been plenty of times in my life, bro. Look at it this way, man. There's been a decade. There's been a decade of my life. I see a great foundation in it, but bro, I get the foundation and the beauty of the story, but bro, most of the time in that, it was like, you know what I mean? It's like I wasn't even fucking there. But it's like, I understood it and there was a foundation and there was education to it, but bro, most of the time it's like, bro, there wasn't much, you know what I mean? There wasn't much in certain periods of my life. But now it's like everything is there. It's so whole, right? So to see the polar contrast of what my life once was and what it is now, it's fucking amazing. And to see through all of the illusions of that, whether money or not, like it is fucking amazing, man. A lot of people, the way they use money, all it does is destroy themselves, you know? They do the wrong things, they spend their money on the wrong things, they do fucking drugs, or they just do stupid fucking shit with their fucking money, and it just destroys them. A lot of people were better versions of themselves before they were rich, you know? That's why it's important to unlock yourself before you're rich, right? And then evolve because you'll see both sides of the equation, right? But obviously, if you unlocked yourself, bro, I'm telling you, like, just the rich way is just so fun and easy. But I do, like, even on my own, I do see the fun of, like, you know, evolving as a person with nothing. Because a person in this world, if they're a certain type of person, I do believe they can get to the absolute top with no money. Certain businesses and certain people and certain connections and certain relationships and certain networks and certain communities will provide all of that for them along with themselves. If you do a certain thing for a certain business, they're going to pay for something and you can use what they're giving you to buy something, right? Or they can also provide something for you. There's relationships and there's businesses that don't just give money, they provide certain things for people. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm a genuine believer if people unlock and figure themselves out, they can go straight to the top. It's not going to be easy. They're going to have to meet certain people. They're going to have to go through certain relationships and certain businesses. They're not, it's going to be unlikely they're going to be able to do it on their own. But I do believe they can place themselves in certain seats, in certain rooms to be seen to get to a certain level, you know? Like look at the seat of like, so G Roar, look at his seat. No one has to know who he is, right? And it's completely anonymous, multimillionaire and private. That's the seat that he chose to sit in. He's protected by the company. We respect that decision. We don't force, I wouldn't force him to do anything. That's the seat that he holds and we created the seat for him. He needs to be, people need to be placed somewhere in a seat, like the same way where I'm going to create a seat for myself and I'm going to, place myself in the whole live streaming thing, etc., right? If someone has all this brilliance and energy, they need to place themselves somewhere, unless they just want to run loose for the rest of their fucking life and do that. It's like I've done that for so long in my life. Like at some point, you know, someone's got to figure out where they want to sit. What table do you want to sit at? Who do you want to work for? Do you want to work for a company? Do you want to work completely for yourself? Do you want to be the boss? Like what position do you guys want in this life, right? Do you just want to do your own thing and then have a company provide that for you, make things easier, right? Or do you just want to do all the work yourself and do certain things that you don't want to do, right? I mean, in terms of what this world is coming to, bro, this world is coming to a person places themselves in what they're best at, and then they hire people or they're hired by another person to just do all the other work. That's like one smart way to do at it rather than jack of all trades, do everything your fucking self, right? But part of that requires trust and it requires fucking connections and it requires the right relationships. And guys, when it comes to business and certain relationships, typically, especially in business, you're gonna have to go through a lot of bullshit and a lot of fucking snakes to get to the right fucking people. And one thing you guys need to understand about people is it's not necessarily about the money. It's more about the person. If someone has a connection with the person and they unlock a certain thing within that person will typically stay loyal to that person. I've had some people they've had to walk away from my life just because it was too much for them. That's certain things. Like some people, whether older or younger, it's like they carry a certain frequency that's too much for the other person. It could be beyond someone's fucking capacity. It really could be. Or the person can have their own perception. There's been people in my life, they could have perceived me as like a villain or a bad person when I'm not, but that was their perception. And they chose a different path, and the path they didn't even realize at the time they were literally betraying them fucking selves, where I was literally sent into their life by God to do a certain thing. And then I had to get removed from their life because, it just wasn't going to work out in that situation. Like I had to remove myself from the situation or then I would betray myself. But they're the one who fucking created that shit. So it is what it is. Like a lot of people have fumbled and lost out on that. But they've definitely learned, some people need to lose the best thing in their life to wake the fuck up. Um, but look, man, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like, there's been times one of the worst things you can choose in life is fear, negativity, and hate. Absolute worst things. There's been times in my life where I've experienced such intense frequencies and certain things in my life, fucking insane for the first time. There's been times where, yeah, that was intense. That was a lot to handle. That was scary at times, right? For some people, they can't handle it. They cannot, they struggle with evolving. Some people throw it away. They want nothing to do with that. I'm telling you, this is what comes to be. Dude, I've had people in my life, they've tossed me out like I was nothing. And I've had people, they knew me for fucking years. They acted like I was a stranger once I started evolving. They couldn't even speak to me. They just tossed me out, completely discarded like that. You know? That just says that just says what they are to them fucking selves. That's all it is. It's just about them to themselves, bro. It's like people need, I mean, one thing that helps with people is to have experience, right? If they don't have experience, bro, if people choose fear around me, they're fucked. They're typically going to want no association with me. They're going to have the wrong perception and want nothing to do with me. But some people's energy, it's just too much for some people. Some people are operating at a very high level and people will either make fun of it or they won't understand it or they'll just toss it away like it's fucking trash. It's like, bro, if someone spends their life with a bunch of normal people and then they find a diamond, a lot of the times that person will fumble the diamond and then they'll realize they fumbled the diamond and they'll end up wanting it back, but they realize they'll never be able to get it back. So now they realize they have to treat the next person better. One thing I will say is, man, like as someone is going through all like experiencing all that, never, you don't have to be the smartest person. Just don't choose fear, don't choose negativity, don't choose hate, don't choose insecurity, don't choose validation. Stay true to yourself, trust yourself, you know? Don't choose the wrong things. Like the brain tries to trick us all the times, or sometimes the wrong thoughts come in, right? Stay crystal clear in your own lane. Don't let other people switch your shit around and change the narrative and flip the story and flip the book. Stay true to yourself, and whatever gets removed from your life, it's for the best. It's not for the worst. You know, if you're evolving within yourself, anything that gets removed allows you to evolve more within yourself, and then new things will come in for the better. If things are getting removed, it's typically for the best. Learn to let go. That's what I'm saying. Like in terms of life, just let it be. See it for what it is. Don't react, observe it and be aware of it. See it for what it is. You think you have a valuable relationship? See what happens when you change for the better. See what happens when you're at your worst. See everything for what it truly is. It is what it is, right? See how people respond and react a certain way when you do a certain thing, right? See how people respond to silence. See how people respond to certain things. See how people react when you're fucking evolving. See how they react when you're at your absolute lows. But I'm telling you, literally part of life, not choosing fear, not choosing negativity, not choosing hate, choosing positivity, choosing to be a good person. That's just such an important thing in life. If you choose to be a good person, right? And choosing yourself, self respect, choosing yourself, having self respect, um, choosing evolution, peace of mind, you know, and not to be numb, you know? Part of me going through life was figuring out how not to be numb. I had to go through certain things and then I was no longer numb. Now I see now I see everything. I see every fucking thing crystal fucking clear. I see it all, you know? Um, I feel everything. I smell everything. It's a lot. It's a lot, especially coming from where there's been so many years in my life where I feel like I had none of that. None of that. No sense of smell. Fucking, didn't have the most genius of brains and thinking and thoughts at times. And I wonder why. I look at the people I was around. I look at the environments I was in. I look at the things I was doing in my life. Oh, what a great idea. Let's just throw someone in school with a bunch of random people. What a brilliant fucking idea. No wonder why a lot of the times I didn't want to be in school. If someone carries a certain royalty energy and people aren't treating them that way, how the fuck do you think that person is going to feel in that environment? They're going to be like, why the fuck am I here? I could just figure this out on my own. That's why I was trading 24 fucking 7. I looked around the room and I was like, bro, there's nothing here for me. I'm doing this on my own. I'm trading on my phone. What the fuck are you talking about? Homework and tests. What? When I get out of here, whether the person wants to drop out or just wants to graduate for the fuck of it, it's like, when I get out of here, what am I going to use this for? I could start my own school. I could start my own academy. The fuck? The shit they're not teaching in schools is fucked up. And bro, one of the best times to learn is when you're young. Like fucking shit, bro. The system is so fucked. I literally felt like I was learning more in school in the earlier years. And then as I got older, I feel like I wasn't learning shit. I felt like I was learning all the meaningful stuff when I was younger. And man, the way, like, oh my gosh, how was it fucking, like, bro, those early years, those early, like, fucking pre-K, kindergarten, elementary school, middle school and high school, everything flipped, bro. That's how the shit was for me. I looked at preschool, bro, preschool and fucking elementary school. I looked at this shit like a fucking genius. It was like a free for all. I'm saying this place is fucking awesome. I fucking love it here. There's sports, there's games. I'm learning so much. I'm having fucking fun. All these friends, having a great fucking time doing all these different things. And then middle school and high school fucking things. So I'm looking at this shit like, whoa, this is complete fucking opposite. All the people that I used to fucking like, they switched up on me. They don't even act like they fucking know me anymore. And I look at the fucking curriculum and I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? When am I gonna use all of this fucking bullshit? Why do I need to know all of this? Man, like, that's what I'm saying, bro. I feel like a lot of people in life, they start out good, and then middle school and high school, they go a certain path, and then they might just stay lost forever. And it takes some, people it's such a drastic change, from what people learn and how they are kindergarten, preschool, fucking elementary school, and then that middle school to high school. It's such a drastic change, especially from like elementary to middle school. A lot of people are not prepared for that shift. And then high school, that's another like fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a drastic fucking difference, man. And the curriculum changes with it too. That's what blows my fucking mind. And then the system, work a job 9 to 5, do what you're supposed to do, make X amount of money, don't make more. Schools, like, dude, fuck this. Like, I think schools are smart for like elementary school and all of that, but man, I think they all, for whatever, I think the reason why they go downhill after middle school and high school is because they're just programming people to work 9 to 5 jobs, is to just stay normal and stuff like that. But bro, everything's got to change. And the change is going to come from entrepreneurs who've been through and lived through this life and who create the schools. And that's the path that I'm on. I'm going to create an academy. The money equation is going to be on the stock market, and then I'll hire more experts. It's going to be an ecosystem, who expertise in making money in other brands and stuff like that. Because people are going to want to make money other ways too, and I'll hire those experts, like how I hired G Roar. And but you're never gonna find another fucking dude, a far money option trade. That type of trading, that's 1 to fucking trillion. He's the absolute best when it comes to that. But other just different areas of life and educating. And then like I said, in the future, I'm going to expand to life, because trading is life. Dude, you want to know why most traders lose money? Is because a lot of them are doing all their own things. Like I said, they're not actually traders. Look, if you're not profitable, you're not a trader yet. That's just facts. To be a trader, you have to be profitable. You're still learning. You're still learning. So, if you're not a fucking trader, what the fuck are you? A lot of people are learning from influencers, and some of the influencers are even making money trading, right? And typically because they have so much fucking money where they can't fucking lose, right? Just doing these stupid fucking trades. They could just be following someone else, all bullshit, whatever the fuck. It's like, bro, if you learn from an influencer, you're gonna get fucked. Trading is life. You guys need to learn from someone who's got life fucking skills and who makes money fucking trading. Who could do this shit without any of these fucking businesses. And you'll realize the top tier traders are the ones who are starting more businesses. Like I'm gonna expand myself into an ecosystem of fucking lifestyles, creating lifestyles for people. Well, where do people want to eat? Where do people want to live? What amenities do people want? I'm going to expand into that with real estate and businesses at some points. That's one of my goals. These are all things that I'm going to have to figure out on my own. Um, but the foundation is going to be the stock market, and it's going to expand into massive businesses. But the foundation will always be education of my academy. And then that's going to fucking expand into this whole, just genius mastermind of doing other shit with real estate. I'm telling bro, I can't go to a lot of restaurants because they do this stupid fucking spray. I can't do it. It fucks up my whole experience. I sit at the table, I feel like shit. And then when I leave the table, I feel like shit and I feel like I have to recover. I'm like, recover for what? I could have just cooked at home, or I could have just got this shit DoorDash, or I could have just hired a fucking chef to make this shit and not even leave. So it's like, bro, environments is important. And a lot of these people, bro, when it comes to luxury environments, they're all fucking up. When it comes to just normal environments, they're all fucking up. Like, fucking, bro, I'm going to fuck up the whole game. So my main job is just going to be, business mastermind of this whole fucking thing that's going to expand into far more than stocks. And educating, educating, teaching, trading in a life, because the more money I make, the more interested I am in making more money in just life. If all we have is, it's like, if we're making more paper, we need more life. That comes to more businesses. We need more businesses, real estate, restaurants. We need more things. We need to, look, there's a lot of things in this world that I don't like. So someone's got to come in and they got to change the whole world. And I'm gonna have to, you know, I'm gonna have to use my fucking brains and use my fucking money to figure that shit out and hire the people to do it. And use these fucking brains to do it. I'm gonna have to create this shit because no one else is gonna create it for me. You know? I can do phone calls and take people's phone calls. They can take the ideas from me and do it on their own. They could do it. That's worth a fortune to get that fucking expertise and guidance, right? Who knows in the future? Maybe I'll be advising companies too, the same way how I run my companies, bro. This one simple move that I made in my business just changed our entire business. Some people might think that's a very small move, but bro, there's very small things in my life that have changed my life for the better and for the worse. I get the wrong mattress, I can't even function right. I remove distractions and I remove bullshit. I function at all-time highs. There's no problems. I'm in the wrong environment. Oh, all of a sudden there's problems. This whole idea of like people think they can just carry the highest version of themselves in any room or any environment is complete bullshit. All it's going to do is drain their time, drain their energy, make them feel lower. Why would I want to carry myself in a low environment if I don't have to be in that low environment? I understand if I had to be there, if it was a mission or a side quest, then I get it. I'm going to have to try, like, why would someone want to be there? Why would they sit at that table? Why would they be in that room? You see what I'm saying, man? It's like, you know, that's why there's a lot of things that I would like to do, but I don't do them because it's not my business. I'm not in control of the situation. It's not a private experience. You know, the business is in control, of all these things, right? That's why I'm on the path of creating my own world because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who are about that life who want to live that life, an actual good fucking life. Because if people think they're living a good life, they haven't lived the shit that I'm on. And I'm also aware that there's other people, if they came into contact with the shit that I'm fucking on, they'd be terrified and they would want nothing to do with that, because I've experienced it. I've experienced it. I've experienced people who they think I'm the absolute best person in the world. And I've also experienced people who toss me away like I'm fucking trash, It's more about the person and the shit that they're on. It is what it is. Like, people have to experience things. You know, later on, they'll appreciate once they have, if they ever choose to evolve and do the right things in life, they'll appreciate what the fuck that they lost. You know, it's a lesson. Um, it's a lesson. So yeah, man, things get removed. Like, when things are removed out of someone's life, it's a lesson. Certain things got removed out of my life, and I realized I was better off without it. I realized, fuck, my energy's back. You know, everything's fucking all-time highs. I didn't lose shit. Something got removed, and now everything's better. That's life. That's why I'm saying, man, environments matter. Do we want the best trader on far other many options in the planet? Do we want him distracted in a noisy community of people alerting their own trades, scamming each other in direct messages, and then running DMs behind his back, not appreciating what he's doing, having their own free for all fucking community fuck shit on the side? Or do we want a secure private business where you can privately message a multimillionaire? You know, look, I'm all for having a community here. Um, if it was in a secured private thing, but there's no way to do it unless it's a custom website. There would be DMs, and DMs fuck up the community. We're not gonna have people take our members and scam people and start shit. We're removing all that bullshit from our business, bro. The same way I live my life, you know, I don't want to sit at a restaurant and have them spray fucking chemicals. You know, I don't want to order a fucking mattress that has fucking all these chemicals for fucking weeks and weeks and weeks, sitting there saying, oh, this is gonna be the mattress. No, I know, fuck this mattress. If it doesn't smell right, then fuck it. I'll just get a one that smells fucking right. Um, you know, if they can't do their job right the first time, then fuck them. So look, man, you guys need to choose evolution. And if you're wondering what evolution looks like, this is one of the things that it looks like. Bro, the problem with most people, bro, they're gonna be stuck here for the rest of their lives. They're never gonna figure this shit out, man. Um, they're gonna be stuck here. Up, down, highs, lows, middle class, disappearing, gone. The only way the middle class is gonna exist is if someone pays off their fucking house in cash, you know, and they have a relationship, etc., and they're cooking their own fucking food with how high the prices are going to be in the fucking future, meaning they have life skills and they have their bills paid off. They'll be just fine. Doesn't mean they're going to live the most extraordinary life, but if they figure themselves out, they really could. They could live the most extraordinary life, you know. But there's certain evolution that looks like this. This is the path that I'm fucking on. I'm sick of this. I've been very successful here. I'm fucking sick of this shit. I'm on the path of this. And one thing you guys need to understand is when you genuinely get on the path of this, most people will never understand who you truly are. They'll never see you for for who you truly are. They'll never get to the capacity of what the fuck they're on. Some people will never just get it. Some people will treat you right. Some people will treat you like will treat you shit. Some people will just want no association with you. You're gonna be some people you're gonna be the most walking contradiction that ever came into their life. Some people are gonna have a debate of whether you're a genius or you're just not that fucking guy. Like, dude, the amount of fucking shit when someone's on the path of this, especially if they're on social media, dude, some people get it, some people don't. The ones who are actually the people who are on this same path, they get it. The ones who are don't, bro, and the ones who are playing over here and they're not the highest version of themselves playing here, they're typically never gonna get it. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I've had people they've perceived me to be a genius, and then I have other people they perceive me like I ain't fucking shit. When they're not fucking shit. That's the reality. It's like it is what it is. Um, you know, it's like it is what it is, or they just haven't figured their shit out yet. You know, some people haven't figured their shit out yet, or some people, bro. One thing in my, I've broken a lot of people's egos. You know, like, dude, the amount of ego deaths that I've had in my life, bro. I've had so many ego deaths in my life where it got to a point where all I can do is laugh. That's it. I remember, bro. I was having this one ego death after I had a couple ego deaths in a single week, and I was just hysterically fucking laughing. I couldn't I was in disbel I wasn't necessarily in disbelief. It was more of like a shock and more of like amused of just how it kept happening. So like the only thing I could do is laugh because like I'm sitting here just looking at what goes on in my life and I'm sitting here saying, "Bro, I don't have a lot of people that I can talk to this about." And then I realized the best person that I can talk to this about is my fucking self and God, right? Um but in general, it's just hard to meet people who experiencing these things. And typically people who experience these things are focused on themselves or running big empires or doing some shit. Typically they're not even telling people about these fucking things, right? they're typically keeping this shit to themselves, and I keep a lot of things to myself too because I realize it's just not for most people, and I'm on this journey alone, man. But I want to see more people get on this journey with me, which is why this whole idea of the business has really sparked my interest to expand in the whole education and academy space. You know, if trading, if trading is life, why not educate people on life and do certain things on life? Like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, my content one day is going to be off the charts. I'm going to review businesses while I'm creating my own businesses. You know, if I want to create the best business, one way to do that is to get involved with other businesses and study their businesses, see what they're doing right, see what they're doing wrong. One right way to do that is to focus on my mind and my brains and my visions and what I've experienced with my life, right? You know, learning by my mistakes, learning by my own experience, right? Bro, I can literally just review other businesses. That will give me a fuck ton of ideas, but just tapping into my style and my creativity and myself in my journey, and it's all going to stem from the stock market and from myself. That will be the foundation, and then it will expand into life. You know, if people say trading is life, this is the thing, man. If trading is life, because that's the truth, it's not influencers, it's life. Trading is life. So who's going to have the business that shows people that trading is life? If I were to show someone my lifestyle, what would actually show them that trading is life? And this just isn't marketing. This just isn't entertainment. This just isn't influencer, you know, etc., etc. What would be the business? What would be the lifestyle? What would be the living situation? If trading is life, what would that actually look like? Would it be a fucking YouTube title of fucking all this degenerate shit to get views and clout? Or would it be a real fucking life as a trader, right? Because that's something that nobody's showing. And the reason why they're not showing it is because they're fucking influencers, dude. Even influencers can trade. They will never get to the level of a fucking trader. I'm telling you guys, most traders stay the fuck away from social media. But bro, I'm gonna start this shit is gonna turn into a private fucking firm. It's gonna turn into a massive fucking firm. And we're starting this shit through social media. We're not starting this shit through fucking venture capital, suits and fucking ties and knowing people and connections and all this networks and all that. This shit is gonna start on social media and then we'll see where it goes from fucking there. And it's all starting within me. So it's different, man. It's fucking different, man. And the thing about social media is, guys, you know how it is. It's fucked up. Everyone, there's so many people on social media, they're all fucked up because they're fucked up and they're following their own fucked up people. That's fucking why. You know, just because you guys are fucked up doesn't mean you're fucked up. You can change your path, make the right decisions, cut the bullshit, do the right things, and get on the right path, bro. You guys gotta choose to do good in the world. You know, what goes around comes around. If you treat someone good and they treat you like shit, you don't have to do shit back to them. What goes around comes around. So if you made the right decision and removed yourself from the situation cleanly and didn't do any revenge or anything wrong to them after they did something to you, what goes around comes around. Then being removed from your life will be your biggest spark of fucking evolution. One of your biggest sparks of evolution. And then they're going to be left with that loss. And also, what goes around comes around. Their fucking loss and them betraying themselves will backfire on you. That's what I'm saying, bro. Whenever someone does me wrong in my life, you know, the good thing is this usually doesn't happen anymore. I have noticed on the internet, people say stupid shit. That's annoying, which is why I'm securing my shit too. Because, bro, I know who I am. I don't want to read it. I don't want to see it. All right. I see there's people famous right now. They're getting famous by just having people talk shit about them 24/7. I'm sitting here saying, bro, I can create something better than that. I do believe to an extent I can create something with that with the internet. I'm obviously well aware of how that's not in my control and people can do whatever they want to do, say whatever they want to say about me, etc., etc., right? That's fucking them. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want anything to do with it because it has nothing to do with me. You know, that's their fucking opinion or their fucking bullshit or whatever the fuck the shit. I'm on completely different. I'm on a completely different fucking trajectory. Of course, there's going to be differences. This is fucking social media. But look, man, in this world, man, never betray yourself and don't fumble yourself, dude. If someone does something wrong to you, never seek revenge. What goes around comes around. The best thing that will happen is they'll be removed from your life, you'll evolve, And you're going to witness you're actually evolving without them in your life. So why the fuck would you want to be around that person anyways if your life is going up without them, right? And then what's going to happen in their life is it's going to start to decline. And then as time goes on, they're going to look back and they're going to realize, dude, that person treated me so good. They were the best thing. They were the best thing that I had in my life. And I chose to do that to them. And look what they did to me. They didn't do anything wrong to me. They removed themselves from the situation. They left silently. You know? What else are they going to do? There's not much to do in a lot of situations, you know? In certain situations, certain things aren't meant to be fixed. Someone breaks a certain boundary, or someone goes too far, or someone just does something so wrong where a good person would wake up and say, bro, I don't want any association with this. I gave this person enough chances, or I gave them, there's nothing to work out here. They clearly don't want my help in the first place, or they clearly don't want me in the fucking first place, or this clearly isn't for them, right? These people will look back and they'll realize they lost the best thing. And also, what goes around comes around, right? So I'm telling you guys, if something negative happens in your life, or something perceived to be negative happens in your life, bro, just look at it as a way where something in a way can get removed and something good could come in too. It depends on the situation, obviously. But in terms of people, like if someone does something wrong in your life, just let it be. Remove the situation from your life and then just evolve and level up. And then you'll meet someone new within time, right? Um, and then what goes around comes around. If you treat someone good and you leave on good terms, you did what you can do, and then if they make their own decisions, you leave on good terms. What goes around comes around. You'll evolve on your own, and they'll miss out on the best thing. And what goes around comes around. If someone treats you bad, well, instead of you doing something bad back to them, what's going to happen is it's called a mirror effect. There's a certain thing out there, it's a divine mirror, and there's different types of divine mirrors, but basically, certain people are untouchable. If someone tries to do something to a certain individual, what's going to happen is they're going to try to do something. That person isn't going to get touched. They're not going to get affected. And it's going to ricochet and it's going to hit that person at the speed of fucking light who tried to do it. And then that person, depending on their perception and who they are, you know, they might hate that person or they might love that person because it showed them how much of a piece of shit that they were and to wake the fuck up and stop being that way. You know, that's life. Some people can't accept that they're a piece of shit. They just can't accept it. And then they wonder why some of the best people in their life walk out of them on fucking silence. It is what it is, man. So guys, don't fumble yourself, don't betray yourself, and bro, just if something needs to be removed from your life, just remove it from your life, man. Whatever the fuck it is. If there's certain things in your life that are giving you pleasure or giving you money, but you realize it's not benefiting your life, remove it. Remove it from your life if you're in that position to fucking do it. And be aware from it, bro. Don't be chained to no fucking bullshit. You know? You guys decide how you want to go through your life and evolve in the ladders you want to take and shit like that, man. But, bro, you guys need to win and you need to be green. With that being said, I'm going to be signing off here.